sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, welcome back. Another edition of 10 Drink Minimum. My name is Chris. I don't know why I said that so robotic. James is here.
Hello.
We have, let me switch the camera here. Let me do this real quick.
There are other people in the room.
Yeah, we have all kinds of people here.
We got the full crew today.
Yeah, there we go. Everybody's on the camera. We've got Ray. We've got Hollyanne.
Hello.
Hello.
Neither one of them replaced neither one of them. There's all kinds of drama that I didn't know about going on. So other people were like saying that they thought that Ray had replaced Holly. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I got messages because I was sick the week before, and then I went on vacation last week to Florida, and I got a lot of messages. I feel very loved, but there is no drama. Ray did not replace me. Chris and I are fine.
I can never replace you, Holly.
Thanks, Ray.
Why is it always me? What if it would have been like James and Holly and James had irreconcilable differences. They just couldn't work together. You know, why is it always me?
Well, no one could ever
know.
believe that someone could be upset with me.
Oh,
Okay. I feel like other issues are now coming out.
yeah.
Maybe they thought that you guys could handle it in the street, like the old ways. Like, meet me in the ditch out back.
Yeah.
Meet me in the ditch.
Turn Ray up a little bit.
No, I got really sick the week before. I had an ear infection, and then I went to Florida.
Oh yeah.
I met Hamster's parents. Well, I met his dad, but I spent a week with his dad and mom.
Did you get diarrhea in Florida? Drinking
No.
that swamp water?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I held an alligator, though.
I saw that.
That was fun.
So you might have salmonella.
Yeah, I still might have salmonella. We got our 3-year-old to hold an alligator that was about the same size as her.
Oh wow.
We didn't think she would want to do it, but
She's just like, fuck it. Let me hold the alligator, dude.
She was all about it, and then she wanted to bring him home.
Oh.
Yeah, she wanted to bring Casper home.
Casper?
His name. Oh no, the one she was holding was named Alex. The one I held was Casper.
Alligator.
I was a little disappointed. It's like, just Alex.
Yeah, she held Alex. He was like a little baby. And then I held like a juvenile alligator named Casper. They're very soft. I wasn't expecting for how soft they were.
That's why they make boots out of them.
Right. Well, I mean, not like soft like that. Like they were squishy.
There we go. Okay.
Like
Interesting.
Like Gumby?
Yeah, like
My mom
squishy.
says hello.
Oh, hello, Debbie.
Like oversized iguanas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Hi,
were,
Miss Debbie.
They were very docile. They had a performance skater.
What?
Yeah, his name was Charlie, and the guy like put his hand in his mouth and stuff.
Wow.
And I kind of felt bad for Charlie. He had lived there his whole life and done that his whole life. And then they had a huge tiger that was super fat.
Like overweight and just like,
Yeah.
fuck, he's like, fuck it, man. I live in Florida, man.
Yeah.
It's hot here.
It's like a retirement tiger.
Yeah, he was
It's kind of
retirement
like
tiger.
Africa, but it sucks.
And then we rode an airboat there.
Oh, across the swamp?
It was brackish water. I forget what they called it, but it was on a mangrove,
Oh,
and
gross.
it's the only place in the U.S. that crocodiles and alligators live together because brackish water is salt water and fresh water
They're
together.
reproducing?
No,
Crocodilators?
they just don't eat each other, I guess. And we weren't sure if the baby was gonna like the airboat or not, and she loved it.
Wow.
So she was great.
She sounds like she's a trooper.
She was a major trooper.
Yeah.
She was sick the whole week we were there.
She's just going to be like, I love Florida. I'm moving here. And you're like, no.
Well, when we got back to Albuquerque, she was like, I don't like it here. And we were like, well, this is where you live. So,
Okay. Well, that's good.
yeah.
Ooh.
But she was sick the whole time we were in Florida. We had to go to the ER with her.
Ooh.
And I saw the hottest male nurse I've ever seen in my life.
That's funny.
Sorry, hamster. But he was just like built. Like everybody in Miami was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, dude. Miami's... Okay, when you're in Miami, you immediately go, all right, you got to make like 6 figures to live okay here.
Yeah.
Like middle class is like $130,000.
We stayed in Hamster's stepbrother's condo, and it's
dang.
on Miami Beach.
Oh, shit.
It's like 14th floor of this beautiful community. And as soon as we walked in, we're like, you guys do realize we have a 3-year-old, right? Like, we can't afford to replace anything in here.
Oh, yeah.
So the first thing we told her is, like, do not touch anything that's not ours.
Right.
Because you break
shit, huh?
one thing.
Don't you touch shit. Don't
Yeah.
you look at shit. You don't want shit.
Yeah, just don't touch anything. And then she was sick the whole time. She had a fever of 104
Oh, dang.
the first night we were there. So we got to see the ER, and I would like to do a PSA for parents out there, because this would have saved us an ER trip. Okay, so we had been giving her ibuprofen for her fever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and the doctor comes in. She's like, "Have you been giving her both Tylenol and ibuprofen?" And we said no, because we thought that that's bad for you. Turns out you have a kid with a fever, you give them Tylenol and ibuprofen. They do 2 totally different things.
Yes.
Zero ecstasy, though.
Yeah, don't
Zero.
give them ecstasy.
I was
That's
just
not.
say that's one of the few things that,
Minimal
like,
amounts of ecstasy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also, too, if she had the ecstasy, she'd want to touch everything.
Not in that condo.
Really terrible
Hell
idea.
no. What were you saying, James?
Tylenol works. Acetaminophen works as antipyretics. It's really good for taking down fevers.
Yeah, but the ibuprofen does something else that'll help with other. I don't know.
It's an
Yeah,
anti-inflammatory.
something like that, yeah.
So if you give them both Tylenol and ibuprofen, children's obviously.
Right.
Her fever went down in like an hour, and she was great for the rest of the trip.
Oh, dang.
So
That's good.
she was a little grumpy, but other than that, she was great. But she was a trooper the whole time, and she rode an airboat. She held an alligator. She was well behaved on the plane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long was the flight? Like 4 or 5 hours?
We did one flight that was 3 hours from here to Atlanta, and then 45 minutes from Atlanta to.
yeah.
So I mean, she did pretty good.
That's weird. It went to Atlanta. That's an odd. Anyway,
I mean, you never know.
Nah, it's a hub, man.
I know, but it's usually Dallas or Houston. Houston Hobby. So, James and I went down to Clovis for the weekend to see my parents because I don't get to go home for Thanksgiving Day. Mm-hmm. Because basically, I have to work Friday. Anyway, so my friend, I just want to point this out really quick. We have stories from there, but so my friend he gets mad if I say this, and he's watching. He makes, I call it bathtub liquor, and he has his own still. Anyway, and he watches the show, but he has his own still. So he made whiskey.
Can we call it hooch?
We call it hooch. So I have shots here for everyone. Here you go, Holly.
When I walked in, I thought that was your pea jar, and then you started pouring them into the shot glasses, and I was like, okay, we're getting real close. We're getting real
A
close here.
pea jar?
Well, obviously, look at it. He's like,
Oh, he said Holly's blowing out.
Oh.
who doesn't have a pea jar?
Yeah.
I
have
don't.
one.
So this is my friend Matt. He made this whiskey, and it's like 110 proof, something like that. I don't know. He's watching, so I want to do a shot of it real quick.
Cheers, Matt.
It actually turned out. Yeah, cheers, Matt. It actually turned out really well, I think. There, I turned Holly down. Talk on that mic, Holly.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Now Ray's blowing.
It's super good.
I'm gonna turn everybody down. Everybody gets turned down a little bit. That actually is pretty good. Like you think of like someone making alcohol in their house, and you're like, I don't know about that, and it actually turned out I think pretty well. I don't know. What'd you guys think?
I liked it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Oddly enough, I don't think I've had one homemade liquor that I hated, which I think I've only been lucky because the people that've done it, I guess, know what they're doing. Because one year I got a big jar of moonshine. It was like apple cinnamon. And I was like, I really hope this doesn't make me go blind. But
they take the ethanol off the top.
He wants us to do a shot of the white lightning in the thing, and I don't know, man. I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I need a minute at least.
I will.
Oh, James says he will.
I'll do it in a minute if you give me a little bit.
James says he'll do it.
We'll hand back that shot glass.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we do it the second hour?
Yeah, let's do. Yeah. James will try it this hour though. He don't give a shit. He's frothing at the mouth. So I took James home, and we went shooting with my dad for the second time. James took my dad out shooting for the first time, and it's really funny because like I grew up around on a farm ranch kind of area, and so I'm used to like taking out guns and shooting a bunch of guns and stuff. And it was just interesting to watch like James, who doesn't usually, that's not his daily thing. And how did you feel about it, James?
Slowly but surely getting over being terrified by even having one in my hand. But I did enjoy it. Both the rifles are comfortable.
You shot the nostrils out of the criminal, the perp we were shooting at. They had a target at the target,
Mm-hmm.
So they make the targets now. I wonder if there was like some sort of like racial issue. So the targets now are a silhouette of a man with a gun, but it's like fluorescent colors.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was wondering what that was about.
And I'm wondering if like someone was like, why does it always got to be this race of people, or why does it always get to be that race? So now it's all fluorescent.
Had to make the guy look as ambiguous as possible.
Yeah. But James shot his nostrils out. So.
Oh, good job, James.
Thank you. I was impressed.
Yeah. It was pretty fun though, and like so I got lots of pictures of him, and so he had this beard, and we're out in the middle of nowhere, and so he looks like Serpico, kind of like Al Pacino when he was Serpico, because he like has that look.
And the funniest part is the last time I went shooting, I also had a beard.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
I only shoot guns when I grow a beard out.
Well, it's fitting.
Yeah. So then we're like on our way back, and of course James has stayed up. He stayed up with my mom watching
Agatha Christie
till 5 in the morning.
Like you do.
Yeah. So.
Well, the new Miss Marple, I'm sorry, does not look like Miss Marple. So we were basically griping about her the entire time.
So
I missed out.
So we're driving back, and James falls asleep, and my dad's going like 80 in a 65. And we blow past the state police officer, right? Ooh. So then, of course, I'm like, oh, that was state police. Yep, he's stopping. Oh, he's turning around, and my dad's laughing. My dad's like, well, let's just give him James. And I'm like, what?
They were going to throw me under the bus.
Right. So then James wakes up to me and my dad with our hands in the air, and the window rolled down, and the cop going. So
I don't know what's going on.
The only thing James hears for the first time is, you must have weapons in the car. Because like one of the things you're supposed to do if you have weapons in the car is put your hands in the air.
Right.
And the guy goes, you must have weapons in the car. And James is like, wakes up and is like, what the fuck's going on, And I was like, yes, sir, we do. And the pile of weapons are next to James.
They're right next to me. Oh. So I do like this double take. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, those are right next to me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And it was really funny because like the guy, this like state police officer, he probably weighed like 140 pounds soaking wet. He was really tiny, and he looks at my dad and he's like, "This is your vehicle?" And he's like, "Are those your guns?" And he's like, "Yeah." "What were you doing with them?" He's like, "We're out shooting." And he's like, "Oh." And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, where at?" And my dad's like, "We have land out here." And he's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Do you have a license?" And my dad hands it to him, and my dad's like, "Let me get the registration." And he goes, "No need. You're a disabled veteran. I can see by the license plate. You don't have to renew your registration." And he goes, "Anyway, thank you for your service. Going to give you a verbal. Just slow it down."
Wow, that's
like,
nice.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, if I was driving a vehicle with guns in it, I think my experience would be slightly different. Just because, whenever I'm brown, I feel like I should put my hands up no matter what.
He's like, Ray, get on the ground. Is that right? I mean, does that happen when you get pulled over?
Not around here. In New Mexico, really in the Southwest, I feel like things are pretty okay. I mean, it's just going to be depending on who you get. But whenever we were heading further east, in Illinois one time, we got pulled over and they were like, they would not believe that we were U.S. citizens. Like, they would not drop it. They were,
wow.
Yeah, they're like, you need to have an American ID to be driving through the state of Illinois. And I'm like, well, that's not true, but okay. Like, yeah, I was like, but it is. And then he's like, no, you need to have an American ID to be driving through the state of Illinois. I was like, well, here, like, it's New Mexico, and I was like, it's a state between Texas and Arizona. And he goes back to his car, and he comes back later, and he just would not drop it about, like, and hopefully they called him back, and they're like, apparently there is a New Mexico. There's a,
it's newer.
Yeah. Oh, shit,
my
how new is
gosh.
that? Since when is there New Mexico?
That reminds me, I went through Mobile, Alabama airport, and oh my gosh, they called 3 supervisors over. And by the time they got to the third, like, I'm assuming, like, the highest up supervisor, that guy was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. You don't need a passport. They obviously need to go back to school.
Someone needs a geography lesson, though?
Yeah.
I mean, they would not let it up. They're like, you need a passport. Like, why do I need a passport?
Okay, one of these.
People are dumb.
Where did the box go? Did it fall on the ground? Anyway, I want to take this time to throw out there for our sponsor, our Vive hangover prevention. Did you try yours at all, Ray?
You know what? I left it here whenever I left.
Did you? I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking for it whenever I got back.
I bet I used it.
Yeah.
There it is. Vive hangover prevention.
Maybe we should all take it after we do our White
there's
Lightning.
there's none left.
Yes.
Oh.
I already tried mine. It
Yeah.
is. I
will say this. It worked well.
Oh, I'm going to need some.
Well, I mean, I can order some more. I mean, they gave us this sample.
Oh.
I was like, thank you, Vive. So if you go to our website, 10drinkminimum.com, and you click through the Vive button, you can order it. I tried it 4 days in a row. And 4 days in a row, I was tired, but I didn't have a headache. No,
Wow.
not one of the days.
Did
Yeah.
you have diarrhea, though?
Well, I'm 44 years old. I go in and out of diarrhea, as Louis C.K. says, you know?
Is that what happens?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your stomach. You're like, basically, when you get over the age of 40, you're just kind of like, I'm excited to eat this. And then you eat something and you go, in 2 hours, that's going to be a bad deal. Sure shit. You're like, ugh, God.
we did eat at Denny's today.
Yeah, we had Denny's.
That's probably not going to work out well in the
Maybe
long
you
run.
should try that for a Denny's hangover.
There's none left. I wish.
I think
know.
you need prescription strength after
Yeah.
Denny's.
Oh.
Well, and so in the city of Clovis, apparently breakfast food is like where God meets the earth. It's like we go to IHOP because our friends they message me and they go, "Hey, we're on our way to Texas. You guys want to meet us for breakfast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that." And I'm like, "Meet us at the IHOP." And I drive over to the IHOP. And it's like a line out the door.
Oh, yeah, because it's Sunday.
Well, this was at like 11. It wasn't
That's
church.
That's like
post-church
prime
time.
church
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
What time
that's
do
like-
people go to church?
I mean, some people go, so it's like all day on Sunday.
Yeah, it's like, but it starts like, I would say as early as like 7 to 9, and they start letting out at like, the 10 to
And
noon.
then there's the people who are going to go to afternoon service that are probably going for lunch or whatever.
Okay, I thought it always got out around noon.
Whenever I was a kid, there's actually the early service a lot of older people would go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And like, so that was like starting at like 7, and
For
it'd
them,
wrap
for
up
them
at
it was
9.
midday.
Yeah, right. Well, it's because then we do like 9 to 11. So I was like, you get like 2 shifts in that
Oh,
first
man.
portion. Yeah.
How many people of those people do you think went to both services? There's like, I just had a good time today.
There might be a few. I don't know.
I feel like people go to church because they just want to socialize.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it's all about the community. I think.
Yeah, and it's all about kind of like.
Well, I guess not all about. I guess there's probably something else.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're trying to save your soul and all that.
I mean, I feel like some people go to church to get the chisme.
That's why I would.
Prime cheese.
I'd be all, so why did
Yeah.
Johnny's wife leave him?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, how dare she come into church? She got a divorce last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
You know?
I think that stuff does happen.
I know it does.
So they're saying in the chat, early services at 8:30, and then there's 10. So church is what, about an hour?
I always thought it was like an hour and a half to like 2. At least that was
It
the church
depends.
I went to.
I mean, I'm Catholic, so it felt like
Oh,
a
that's like 5
lifetime.
hours.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's like the
What's that
extended
one?
edition.
What's
the
that one where they go to
director's cut
church?
Oh, yeah.
What's the one
And
where
you
they go to
get
church
cardio.
every day?
Ooh.
Huh?
Seventh Day Adventist or something? Somebody that
I
goes.
mean, there's a lot of faiths. Like, I think there are a lot of Catholics who go to church almost every day.
I know
man.
that the Latter-day Saints usually have like morning like Bible study like
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to work my Denny's schedule around that. That's what I'm trying to do here. So we ended up going to Denny's. Denny's wasn't a long wait to get in and sit in a booth, but geez Louise, it was like 45 minutes to get our food.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good, though.
And we all basically got the same thing.
Yeah, right.
Did you get moons over my hand?
No, we all got the Grand Slam of some sort.
Oh,
Do you
yep.
remember when they used to do the free Grand Slams? It was like
Oh,
after
yeah,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Well, here's what really threw me off. When did they stop double siding the placemat? Now it just has advertisement on one side and it's blank on the other side. Because didn't they used to have like kids shit on the other side? You
Yeah.
know? I guess that's all changed now.
We made
well,
paper
because
airplanes.
kids have like iPads now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, except for us, because we're mean parents. We were told by our kid, because we only let her play on it for like an hour at a time.
Ooh,
You know?
evil.
Oh, man.
We're
Evil.
so mean. I know.
Yeah.
But I had a elementary school art teacher tell me that the worst thing you can do, because we were like, oh, we're being good. Like, she does like coloring things. That's good
Okay.
for her dexterity. No, apparently it ruins everything
Coloring does?
on the iPad.
Oh, if you color on the iPad.
Because they're using their finger instead of learning to use like a pencil.
Oh, yeah.
And it ruins their attention span.
Well, don't they know?
You can't use a stylus?
I mean, sure.
No, yeah, you have to buy the iPad, the Apple Pen.
Yeah.
It's only $100.
Yeah, and then you're going to let a 3-year-old, use it.
$100 iPad, yeah.
I mean, she does just fine coloring on our wall.
Oh, yeah.
She
did
couldn't
that
draw
for
with
the
an
first
Apple
time.
Has
Pen.
she has the kid drawn on the wall?
Yeah, she did it one time.
Yeah.
And
You
it was
slapped the crayon out of her hand.
it was
Never
kind of
again.
cute because
Who the
she did
fuck
it.
do you think you are?
It was kind of cute because, like, she didn't know that you shouldn't do that, because she's 3.
Right.
She's like, well, there's this boring blank wall,
Yeah.
and I like to color.
Where's
and
the art,
Dad's work
yo?
Sharpie is right here.
His work Sharpie?
Yeah,
And not to be confused with his home Sharpie.
Yeah.
Right. His
But
bathroom
he,
Sharpie.
he comes home and he takes his Sharpie from work and puts it on the dresser. Well, the baby was like, I'm gonna go play in the room. We're like, okay, cool. And then she was too quiet. And she comes into the living room. She's like, Daddy, I have to show you something. And she was really excited. Like, she didn't know that she was gonna be in trouble, at all. And then Jason goes in there and he's like, oh.
Oh, man.
And so I took a minute, and then we just had to explain to her, walls are not
Yeah.
paper.
This is not where you do it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
When
But
I-
I could only imagine what she would do with an iPad stylus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're saying in the chat, WD-40 cleans that crayon right off.
Oh yeah, we used
It wasn't a crown, though, right?
It was a Sharpie,
It was
so we
the
had
work Sharpie.
The work
it was the
Sharpie.
work
Yeah.
Sharpie. It was industrial Sharpie.
Oh, man.
So we used nail polish remover, and it came right off. It was fine.
When I was in college, my friend he was in college too, but he had 2 kids, 2 boys. Mm-hmm. And they were about a hour apart, and an hour apart, a year apart. Sorry.
Okay, I was like,
I was like,
And,
so they're
sorry,
twins?
I thought everything froze up for a second. No, they're about a year apart. And so one day we're over there watching Sunday football, and one comes out of the back room, and his hands are just completely black.
Oh no!
With Sharpie marker.
Oh no!
And he's like, "What did you do?" And then the other kid comes out, and his face is completely black with Sharpie marker. And my friend is trying to be angry and chastise them while not laughing.
Oh, it's
Basically, his kid came out in blackface.
oh my gosh!
But it was oh my God. And I don't know how long it took him to get that off his face.
I can only imagine.
Because then they just turn purple after you
I
tried to
know.
wash.
Well, and you have to be careful what you use on their skin because they're more sensitive. So you can't. I don't know.
You can't get the belt sander out.
Oh my gosh.
No belt sander.
I think that's the one thing. So we've been having trouble with her eating lately, and she's been doing this thing where she pretends to eat.
Oh.
And she thinks we don't notice.
Okay.
So we've tried everything, and we don't know what's going on with her. She used to be like so good at eating, and now all of a sudden she just doesn't want anything. We swear it was Halloween. She just wants candy now.
Oh, she's like, if I eat this, I'll get candy, or what do you think?
Well, we tried doing that, and then we're like, okay, you have to take 5 bites, and that seems like too much. Anyway, so we tried being like harsh parents, but it's so hard to be harsh with her when she's pretending to eat her food, and there's nothing on her fork. And we're just laughing, or she'll like make funny noises or whatever. It is so hard to not laugh at her.
Making fun of my 1 hour. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of different things at the same time. Give me a break here. So that's interesting.
I mean, to be fair, Claudia, she, he could have babies with 2 different moms.
That's true. I mean, in this day and age,
you know,
we don't always label people as.
Maybe they had a threesome. Accidents happened.
Wouldn't that be fucked if he had a threesome and both like a guy and 2 women both get pregnant?
That'd be horrible.
I'm sure it's happened. It has to have happened.
At least once.
Yeah.
We should Google it.
Yeah.
How'd we go from crown drawings to this?
Oh,
I don't know.
It got there quite abruptly.
Yeah.
That
like,
escalated quickly.
what just happened?
Escalated quickly. I don't know, because it's 10 drink minimum.
I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. Thank you, Matt.
Go for
Let
it.
us know how it tastes. Let me see.
Man, you were nursing that shot.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. I'm scared for that shot now.
I don't see it. Oh, threesome girls pregnant by same married bloke.
All right, that creeps up on you.
Oh, I'm scared now. I am scared.
Man.
Yeah, I didn't like the way your face looked.
Maybe you should have used that to clean the crayon off your wall.
I know. That probably would have worked.
I'm pretty sure it would have taken the
Take
paint.
all the paint with
Matt
it.
says-
Yeah, I would have taken all the paint with it.
Matt says you're welcome. Would you do that shot again?
Well, I got the other half right here.
Oh, you didn't even do the whole
He
thing.
just did a half.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on, hold on.
That's
I wanna-
the scary part.
I want to show your face. Like I want to show people your face when you do this. So let's switch the camera to just you, and do the rest of that shot. I want to see this.
Well, now I'm expecting it.
Yeah, okay. Let's see this. Oh, yeah, no. You didn't make. Well, you kind of had a little bit.
Nope, it still comes out.
There it is.
Oh man,
There it was.
Did it burn? Did it burn?
It's like if you, it tastes fine, and then all of a sudden, like the fumes start coming out.
Oh, they back up your nose. Yeah. Burns the hair out. All I got to say is Vive hangover prevention.
Like it's like wasabi. You're all, this is pretty good. Whoa! That was an unexpected reaction.
I am scared now. Ray, are you going to do one?
I'll probably do like half of one.
I'll do half of one
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
Well, then I would have to do one. I don't know if I want to do one.
Well, you don't have to.
It's delicious.
Well, I don't want to look like a puss.
No, you will.
I will look like a puss. Oh, no, you will. What was I going to say?
I
about
like
that?
you, Ray.
So one time I went to this to eat sushi with my friends, and they're like, "Oh, we have this. We got a sushi roll or a wasabi roll," and I'm like, "What's a wasabi roll?" And they're like, "Well, it's like 3 different types of wasabi," and I was like, "Oh, all right." And so we did like each like how like you're doing the roll, so it's
Yeah.
they've definitely put the most wasabi in the middle. So we each do like the first. There was 3 of us, so we do the first 3. Like one person does one, and I got the second one, and the other guy got third. And it was like, wasabi gives you that like quick hot.
Yeah.
So then like we're going around eating other stuff, and I'm thought, well, I'm gonna go back to the wasabi roll, not knowing that the potent area is the middle.
Oh, God.
So I take a bite into the roll, and I'll never forget this. And I feel an electric jolt from the tip of my teeth up the roof of my mouth, to my brainstem,
Oh yeah.
and it throbbed, and I was like, oh, and like it just like scared, like it literally scared me, and I was like, I'm good with that one.
This wasabi paralyzed me.
Yes, that was freaky. I've never had that happen before. Have you ever had wasabi that intense? I mean, I know it's not
I've
really
had a lot of things that intense.
Ugh.
But my dad and I, so my dad and I are huge enthusiasts of hot things.
Oh yes, high Scoville.
Oh my gosh. There's this hot mustard we get from our favorite
Hot
Chinese
mustard.
restaurant. Yeah, from our favorite Chinese restaurant in town.
Oh, that's the best.
And it is so hot that it hits you here in the
Yeah.
back of your head,
Yeah.
right in the middle. You can feel it.
It's weird and it throbs.
And it makes you sweat. And then, like, immediately, we're like, why do we do this to ourselves? And then we do it again.
Never once had this sensation. I've had the sweating. I've had it like where it like seems like it's coming out your nose. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. But I've never had a jolting electricity through my
Yes.
brain.
That's the good stuff.
It's your body going, you are stupid.
That's the good stuff. That's the stuff I like.
It hits you right in the back of the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
It feels like somebody hit you in the back of the head.
It's great.
You're like, oh.
It makes
Where's
you
that
feel
sake?
alive.
Yeah. Pretty much. So yeah. So Ray, you had a story you were trying to tell us earlier.
Oh, sorry. I totally interrupted
Oh
you.
no. I'm talking about before the show.
Oh.
Yeah, so before I was telling you guys that I was out filming in the Bosque today. So we were doing a promo video, and I won't give much details of it, but I usually carry with me this old sword, and it's a real sword. It was just left somewhere, and it was like it's super shitty, super rusty, very probably covered in tetanus or whatever causes tetanus. But we were out there filming, and I was supposed to like hop up and like grab the sword in my hand. And whenever I went to hop up, I like stepped over a log and I tripped over my feet and I fell backwards. And whenever I was falling, I hit the sword with my arm, and it just slingshots off the log and like sharp side like hits me square in the face. And
wow.
like I felt it hit me, and it was like so quick, and I was like, I'm laying there, I'm like taking inventory. I was like, how much of my face I just cut off? I'm like, okay, and I was like, please, hopefully they keep rolling. And like I'm laying there like touching with my tongue. I was like, okay, good. And then like I get up and I have like a perfect line where like it hit me, but it didn't like split open my face, probably because it's so old. But I was like, oh my god, that was so close. Like I had no idea how much I was gonna either cut my nose off or if it was just gonna be a fat lip. And I was like, oh, I got very, very lucky from that.
I just feel like the guy from Forged in Fire would be all, Ray, it does not cut. Please surrender your weapon.
Oh gosh. Did you see they have Forged in Fire kitchen cutlery?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they have Forged in Fire kitchen cutlery now.
What? Mm-hmm. Where do I buy this stuff at?
I
Like,
don't know.
you can buy it. It's not a show. Like, you can go buy the cutlery.
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's like a product. Like
I was like, well, another
it
show
has
to watch.
History
Cool.
Channel.
Oh shit.
Forged in Fire. No, it's not Forged in Fire cutlery. It's like
See, that's what I was
an
thinking. I was
actual
like,
product you can go to your store
I can
and
just
buy.
see that when they go to test it. Like, we're going to test it on these T-bones.
But like cutlery covers ulcers, like this is a great soup spoon.
Oh, yeah, right. No shit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
that is an amazing
kitchen
ladle
knives
that
and
you just
stuff.
made.
That, you know what? Those knives better be the sharpest shit you ever
That's what a lot of people were saying. I saw the post and somebody was like, I'm going to go try to stab these through everything.
get. You bring them home, you're like, well, Forged in Fire, the first thing we're going to do is a bone chop.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do a sandbag challenge. You go,
Next thing you know, you're chopping watermelons in the backyard.
yes.
All of a sudden,
I'll tell you what, I
hamster's
went through
losing
like,
it.
oh, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. All of a sudden, hamster just comes home to like everything in our house chopped.
Oh, hell yeah. You're all, please bring home some of those craft or those containers that
The
you
growlers?
put leftovers in. No, stop by the store and pick those up. What for? You're like, I cut up everything we had in the refrigerator and I chopped it all. Got the new Forged in Fire cutlery and hey, it cuts,
You know,
This
at
goes
this
through
point-
drywall like no one's business.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think anything would surprise him.
Oh,
living
really?
with me. He'd probably just be like, "Oh."
Oh, and your daughter drew on the wall again.
Right,
And I used
cut
the
it
new
out.
cutlery to cut the whole drawing out of the wall.
Yeah.
It was so good, we have to frame it. So
framed.
also bring home drywall.
Also bring home some drywall.
Yeah, I think living with me, Hamster is not surprised by anything that I have requested or that he walks into. He's just like, okay, this is my life now. I got it.
Well, I just thought it was funny because we went to the Red Door Brewing in Clovis, and we're telling the girl, we're like, yeah, our friend is one of the brewers. She goes, oh, yeah, which one? And I'm all, Hamster. I couldn't remember his real name, and then we finally did. And she's like, oh, he's real nice. I'm like, yeah. And I'm just like, sorry, I always call him Hamster because that's how we know him.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that nickname.
Yeah, it was both of us too. Because he looked at me and I'm like, I just know him as Hamster.
Right.
That happened to me in Las Vegas. We were at a wrestling show, and this guy's like, hey, I can get you guys comp tickets to get into this club. It's really cool. Just give me your names. I'll shoot your names over there. And so we get to the front door, and they're like, cool. Who did you guys talk to? And we said, Funny Bone? And they're like, who's that? I'm like, oh shit. We're like pulling up Facebook. We're like trying to find out what was his real name again. We only know him as Funny Bone. And
This
then
is
like,
in Las Vegas, Nevada?
yeah. And then they're like, oh, he's the wrestler, right? I'm like, yeah, the wrestler. She's like, oh, okay, cool. So they found the list, but we were just like,
shit.
yeah, Funny Bone.
Funny.
Yeah.
Is that his wrestling name?
Yeah, that's his wrestling name.
That's so weird. What is his gimmick?
Oh man, it's super cool. I highly recommend looking him up. He's out of Las Vegas. He's the demigod of death, and he's actually doing this skull makeup and like this kind of like dripping stuff before like Finn Balor took it to the mainstream. Yeah, but it's very similar to that. But he was doing the demigod of death way before it was like on WWE, and he's super amazing. He's all over the West Coast and stuff. But yeah, again, Funny Bone was the name we tried to drop at a club, and
But he's like the demigod of death, Funny Bone?
oh yeah, Funny Bone.
That's a weird name.
I like it. I'm into it.
Okay. So you didn't wrestle this weekend though, did you?
No, not this weekend. It was a weekend off, and
That's right.
We got some filming done, and also did a friendsgiving last night. So I'll be doing my traveling next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did your Friendsgiving go?
Oh, it was good. It was all my girlfriend's attorney friends, and they're so much fun. But whenever they start talking about things, like, man, all these people are so much smarter than me.
Yeah. They're like, so what do you do, Ray? I take body slams.
Yeah,
I pile drive people through tables of burning flames.
Yeah, they're talking about working with Supreme Court justice, and I was like, yeah. God, I got curb stomped on a steel chair last weekend.
By the Supreme Court Justice
Oh,
of Death.
Real rough.
Yeah, then I went out to the Bosque, almost cut my lip off, but just the stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Did they when they find out, like, what happens at a party or somewhere like that where you go and they're like, well, my boyfriend's he does this during the day, but then he's a wrestler. Do people like immediately have thousands of questions for you?
They do have a lot of good questions, at least, because I'm quite the novelty most places I go. They're like, I've never met somebody that does that before. So I always get this in, like, well, what injuries have you had? Like,
oh yeah. I'm
is
sure
that why you're limping from the dinner table.
I just feel like
That's the best.
I feel like you should be Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull out your medical file and it has like all the arrows pointing to where you've been hurt.
Right.
You get better questions than I do.
You want fireballs?
Because I'm usually the novelty, but they just want me to do my whole routine for them.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, well, tell us a joke than it is like, hey, body slam James.
Hey, take James and pile drive him right through the table.
I have stunt training. I could take it.
And now weapons training.
We actually used to talk about that, me and my sister, because she was a good singer. She could play guitar, like all of these different like things that she was good at. Like my parents could like show off, and really the only things that I did was I drew, and I'm not gonna like draw in front of people. And like I loved wrestling, and I wanted to be like a wrestler, so I'd go like beat up my friends, and we'd go like backyard wrestle and stuff. But like my parents are gonna be like, oh, she plays the piano and the guitar, and he throws his friends through plywood in the backyard.
You disappear for a little while, and then all of a sudden you come back in. Can everybody please come out to the backyard, please?
I have my ICP shirt, my cargo pants, and I'm like, oh, this is Superhuman TV show.
Yes. You just jump off
great.
the house right into some glass bulbs.
They're like, Golf clap.
Golf clap.
And they're like, thanks. Could someone call an ambulance?
That was kind of my fear, meeting Hamster's family, like spending a whole week with that. Like I had gone to lunch with his dad when his dad was in town.
Okay.
But then I spent like a whole week with Hamster's parents.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, but like you told them what I do, right? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay. But I'm always so scared that like somebody's gonna be like, oh, so you're dating a comedian. That's great.
Oh, a lot of chances there, right?
Yeah. And then they wanted to see some of my comedies, so I like handed them my tablet and showed them a video I have from like a year ago. I'm like, I'm so sorry for what you're about to see. And then I walked away.
And you're all, dicks. The dicks are everywhere.
Dicks. I have threesomes. Like it was, whew, but they liked it. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, they thought
They
it
were
was
not
great.
like, they didn't do this thing where they went, huh.
No, that was, they gave me pointers though.
That's something, all right.
Wait a second. They gave you pointers?
Yeah, so
Oh,
his mom, they were very sweet about it. But, like, I thought they were going to be offended by, like, all of it.
Every single bit of it.
She goes, I noticed when you're talking about that religious stuff, nobody's really laughing. Have you noticed that? And I said, yeah, I don't really do that anymore. And she was like, okay, because I was going to tell you, just stick with the sex stuff, because everybody loves that.
Just stick with all the slutty shit, okay, honey?
Just keep being a slut.
Yeah.
You'll protect your act and your salvation.
Yeah, right. So I can't wait until next year when I have all the jokes about Hamster.
Oh. Oh, wow.
I have a couple of really dirty ones, and now I'm like,
You're gonna tell jokes to his family?
no, but they want to buy my album
Oh, yeah,
that I'm going to record, and I have a really, really disgusting joke about their son. So
Well, I'm sure that they do too, probably.
I'm sure they're looking forward to
They're
it.
probably like, oh, yeah, well, you want some info to help out? Did you think about doing any shows while you were there?
I thought about it, but the area they live in, there's only one guy who does comedy, and it's at a VFW.
Oh.
And I was
around
like,
Miami?
No, well, so they live in Bonita Springs. Then we drove 2 hours to Miami. And I just, I was like, well, while we're in Miami, I want to just hang out.
What do
and
they
have
do for a living in Florida?
I believe his dad is an insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, his dad sells insurance, and his stepmom was a realtor. But now they're...
I don't understand why I thought that it would just be crazy.
Yeah, I was,
Well, because
He
Florida
drives a
is
swamp
crazy.
buggy.
Yeah, no.
He drives a swamp buggy. She's a gator wrangler.
We were in the nice part.
Yeah.
We were in the nice part of Florida. But
There's a
Miami.
nice part?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Miami.
Oh,
Have you been to
yeah.
Miami?
Yeah, Will Smith sang of it. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bienvenidos
I'm
a
just saying
Miami.
I've been to Florida.
Have you been to Miami, though?
No.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
It's like this.
And
I don't
the
know how
area,
I don't know how to explain it. It's like
It's
this paradise
beautiful.
in the middle of a shithole.
and then the area they live in is just
Yeah.
like golf courses and
It's just this beautiful,
alligators
like
on
Miami.
the golf courses.
Like I said, Miami would be amazing if you just made like shit loads of
Oh, yeah.
money. You
Yeah.
know?
Like I said, we stayed in a condo that our 3-year-old was instructed to just
Oh,
not even think about
hold
things.
on. I've got to talk to this. My mom says, anyone want dirt on Chris? Yeah, they
Duh.
have dirt. It's called 659 episodes of dirt on Chris. Blackmail material right there. Except it's all out there for the public. It's called the backlog of 10 drink minimum.
Oh, yeah.
The most
Hey.
interesting part of my trip, though, is I realized that Hamster is just a miniature version of his father.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that seems like an insult. Those
No.
are fighting words.
It was fun. Like, his dad's great. But I was like, oh, now I see where all that comes from.
Oh, wow. You saw the future?
Yes, I saw the future. And, it was fine.
Wow.
But it was literally, they are the same.
So you've met my dad. Am I a miniature version of my dad?
No.
No? Okay.
I think you guys are alike, but
Yeah.
not like, this was like, they are so alike.
Stu Albert. I'm going to say it before Brandon does. Yeah, they're a lot alike. Huh? So does Hamster know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
He
mean,
admits
there's
it?
no denying it. So his dad calls himself King Moosey. Well,
Wait.
he doesn't
Whoa.
call himself that. He got a
Oh, okay.
nickname from Jason and his stepmom making fun of him, and it stuck. So we call him Moosey.
King Moosey.
King Moosey. That's what the baby calls him. She calls him
Okay.
Moosey. Because he used to come home and he would go to sit in his recliner and Hamster would be sitting there, and then he like did this thing with his hands and he was trying to make it like a crown, and Hamster was like, "You look like a fucking moose." And then it stuck.
King Moosey.
So it's King Moosey.
That's kind of that's how my nephew. Our running joke is we have her refer to our grandmother, my mother, as Professor Doctor Grandmother,
Oh, see? Yeah.
because she's like, I didn't go to school for this many years. I have a
Not to be called doctor.
not to be
Nice.
called doctor. I have a PhD. I'm like, all right, now remember that's Professor Doctor Grandmother.
Wow.
I used to work with a pharmacist whenever I used to work in human medicine, that she'd hold out that card and tell somebody that she didn't like would refer to her, and she'd stop them and she'd be like, "Doctor." She'd make them call her doctor. Like everybody else would call her by her first name, but like the one person in the room that she was like not having it with, like they'd start talking to her. He's like, "No, you need to refer to me as doctor."
I'm
love
doctor
it.
to you.
Yeah.
Carol to everyone else. Fuck you in your face. That would be funny. That's interesting, man. That's pretty crazy. So what do you think? Would you go back to Florida and visit again, or?
Yes, absolutely. I really bonded with his stepmom.
Okay.
She was amazing. And, you know, the areas of Florida I was in, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Oh, have you not been there before?
No.
Okay.
And then I was also scared. Like, I've never had a good experience with a significant other's family.
Oh, wow.
They always hate me. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to look up hotel rooms before we go, just in case they kick me out or anything.
Wow.
But I was pleasantly surprised. I had a great time. They were super sweet to us. And the area of Florida we were in, beautiful.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm disappointed about, I wanted to see a raccoon riding an alligator.
Yeah.
Because I saw a meme.
As we all
How many
do.
how many meth infested individuals did you see?
None
Wow, weird.
while we were there. But we were in Miami and Bonita Springs. So
No,
it was-
you're right. I mean,
You know,
oh, yeah.
I mean,
So when you go up like northern Florida, like, you know, you get up into like the Panhandle, it just fucking wow. It's a whole. I mean, someone's gonna listen to this from there and be all, "Fuck you, man." You know, it's pretty hillbilly, man. It is what you know. I mean, I watched the TV show Floribama Shore, and I mean,
Of
it
course
is
you do, 'cause
absolute-
of course you do.
Hey, I like drama as much as anybody does, but It is that. It's like when I was visiting my parents in Mississippi, like I expected in Mississippi I would just see like rebel flags everywhere. But you didn't. But when you went to the Panhandle of Florida, you sure
Yeah.
did everywhere, man.
I mean,
crazy.
I'll put it to you this way. We kind of didn't want to come home.
Oh, nice. Well,
I mean, we were like, this is so nice. But I mean, also, let's remember we had no responsibilities while we were there. So
How did you sleep without the gunfire outside your window?
that was the hardest part.
Oh, it's too quiet
It was
here.
just like when we went to Trinidad, and I
Yeah,
kept
right.
halfway joking about how, like, it's too quiet here.
Yeah.
Somebody could just walk by the room and shoot a gun off.
Yeah, if we had a Uzi 9 spray outside the window, that'd be
It was
that'd be
creepy
spectacular.
quiet out there. I remember that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very quiet.
Somebody needs to start recording that so you can play it when you're going to sleep when you're
Yeah.
on vacation. Just some
Albuquerque
sirens
sounds.
occasionally.
Well, yeah.
People
whale
yelling
noises.
nonsense.
You just
Yeah.
do like you're like, "Hey Alexa, you're like Albuquerque noise, please," and then she starts playing it like in the background.
Yeah, somebody outside screaming. That lady doesn't have bottoms on.
Yeah. Put your dick away.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I want to fall asleep right now. These
Right?
are the sounds
So
of my
tired, yeah.
homeland.
Speaking of which, did I say on the last show that I finally saw the bottomless individual? I did see that person. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you saw them?
Oh yeah, they had both seen them, the person, and I finally saw that person.
Is that the person that I saw at Boise? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably so.
I can't imagine there's multiple. I mean, there could be, I
Hey,
guess.
you're too late, Brandon. I already said Stu Albert, so you're already too late. You're already too late.
But nobody said Stugazi.
They did not say Stu Ghazi. They did not.
But now I have. So.
Well, okay. There we go. So yeah, I'll probably take this time to end the first hour before someone gets into a story. Yeah. Now we're at full strength for the first time in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
No, longer than that because we hadn't had 4 people. So Ray is now a member of the show. Ray Basura, the Trash King.
Yes, thank you guys.
Are you
so
ever going
much.
to tell us your real name?
Oh no, that's we're gonna keep that as my real name.
Okay.
Perfect.
Will you tell us off the air though?
Yeah.
Someone asked me, they're like, "What's his real name?" I go, "I don't know,"
Just
because somebody got the joke that Basura was trash.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Most people takes them way too long to find out that that's not my real name. Like people that like known me, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what?"
Well, that's funny because like when Billy was on the show, Billy Belmont was not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually the only person using my real name on the show
For a while there before. Yeah. Well, actually, you're not using your real name either. Right?
Technically, I am not using my
And
government name.
And technically, I'm not either. Yeah.
But everyone thought I had the fake name because it's James Smiley.
Yeah, they all but yeah. So you still are the only one using your real name.
Yeah.
So there you
Oh,
go on
yeah.
that. So does anybody have anything to promote?
I have my open mic tomorrow night at Founders. Don't know what the password is yet, but we will update you on that.
Yeah, they put that on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, we put it on Facebook. And then December 28th, I will be recording my first comedy album at T-Lab. So come on down.
And they said in the chat, glad to have you, sir, enjoying it. I think they talk about Ray.
I hope so.
I'm not talking about me.
But
Ray, what do you have coming up?
yeah, so the filming that we were doing that I almost sliced my face off today is going to be announcing for an upcoming match. December 6th, we're going to be returning to Party Hard Wrestling. Anyone following the storyline that we've had out there, Shane Marvel and the Uninvited, had a sneak attack on us the last time we were out there. So
Those
we're gonna
sons of bitches.
I know. We're going to be acknowledging that and setting up for who I'm going to be defending the title against and what the stipulations are. But again, that'll be December 6th at the Nile Theater in Mesa.
Cool. Do you have Instagram or anything?
Oh, of course. Any social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you can find me on there, Ray Basura. You can also find the video we're going to be posting is going to be posted to YouTube first. Feel free to subscribe. I'll be posting matches, promos, things throughout the time that goes on. So definitely check that out.
Holly, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is hollybyrd, BYRD comedy.
Nice.
I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah.
but-
I know you said it and then looked at me like I was supposed to finish it, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't know.
.com,
I'm still in vacation mode. My brain's broken.
Yeah. They said, "What's Instagram and Snapchat?" It's what the kids are doing, fella. James, what do you got coming out?
Right now you can still see me on the second season of Midnight Texas. That's streaming on NBC and Hulu. I'm, I guess, currently still shooting a new show, Deputy, on Fox that comes out.
But they also showed some previews of that,
Yeah.
right?
That comes out January 2nd.
Stephen
and,
Dorff.
Daybreak on Netflix. You can see me doing. You can see a lot of the back of my head and background there. It's a great show, and you'll get to see me in it.
All right, on. And then I'm Chris. We're gonna have a couple things coming up. What is it? December. Let me pull this up. I'm unprepared. Look at me. December 1st, we are going to be at Bar Uno downtown. It'll probably be an early show just so we can keep from getting all of the noise. But yeah, we'll be at Bar Uno. And then we've got something coming down the pipe. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be really cool. So keep on the lookout for that. I don't know when. It may be in January. We'll see. Has to do with lowriders. So hopefully that pans out. But you can always go to our website, 10drinkminimum.com, watch the live show. We do most live shows on Sunday nights at 6 to 8 p.m. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/10drink, and then at 10drink for our Instagram. that's about it for the first hour. We're going to come back in the next hour. James is going to do another shot of the Shine, right?
Yes, I will.
And I'll do a half a shot.
Oh, gosh. And
Same.
You guys should definitely drink when you watch the show. But always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk 10drinkminimum.com.
Hold.
Fingers living in the light switch as there was a light on the wall. It's cost me a bar on the way to someplace new. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. As you call, speed by on the way to someplace switch on. Light switch off, speed by, always something. Light switch off. Light switch off, speed by, always something. Light switch off. between the walls that I built around myself. An accomplishment beyond the wall. Yet it goes unnoticed. Line up your toes at mine as you'll see the stars come together. And the world feel a touch brighter.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right, welcome back to the Wavy Hour. No, nobody likes that.
What?
We need that noise, but we need Royal to come in.
Oh yeah, Royal's got to come to.
Just do that noise and then leave.
Oh, okay.
Like the hype man in the back, he's like, oh.
And then you go, right, Laura? He goes, that's right, man. And he just walks out. And that's it. Like, that's it.
Like they have like on the Late Show, or like the keyboard is just like ha ha.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold on.
after every joke.
Maybe we can have Royal do that.
Oh, hold on, Ray. Talk on your mic again, Ray.
Hello. Ha ha. I was just screaming into it.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on.
Off entirely.
Oh, the mic was completely off. There you go. Try it again.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
I can.
All right.
Oh.
Back on.
Matthew Metzger has his white lightning ready too.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be the guy that made it. Wow, way to narc him out like that.
Yeah.
Making illegal liquor and you're just
I
telling him.
didn't say any.
We didn't say it
He
was
gave his
illegal.
first and last name.
So he made it in his kitchen.
Shit.
You
Busted.
could have been
Sorry.
joking.
Let's just call the police and have him go right to his house just to
Yeah.
get it out of the way.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad to be home.
So
glad.
So you guys ready to try this white lightning?
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I am so nervous.
What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I think I might throw up.
You think he's going to throw up, right?
Yeah, just immediately like. Bleh!
Just like exorcist vomit.
Yeah. Well, at least you can watch it now in front of you.
I don't want to watch it. That's.
We'll pause it, slow frame it. That's when you barfed. He says thanks for narking him out.
Sorry.
Oh man.
You're welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
I didn't even think about it.
Oh man, I'm just messing with you. I think it is illegal though. I don't know. We'll see.
No,
He said do it. He said do the shot. He's
I'm
yelling at us in the
scared.
chat.
I'm scared.
Are you guys
I'm
ready?
so scared.
All right.
Okay.
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Nah, that wasn't shit.
Hold on.
No, that wasn't shit.
I was waiting for that like couple seconds
Yeah,
later
yeah,
when
yeah.
he smiled. He was like, oh.
He's like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." But yeah, that's fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, man, you make good bathtub liquor.
Yes, thank you, Matthew.
Oh man,
That's amazing. I was so scared.
that's a throwback though, because like I remember doing this show. So I've done this show for a long time, and like people used to mail alcohol to us.
it still got me right in the nostrils.
What?
Is that legal?
I feel like
It is
that's not legal.
Absolutely not legal. So
Can't
anyway,
mail alcohol.
So please
Yeah.
don't mail us.
Actually, please
alcohol.
do.
well, the funny one is, here's the funny one, is like I was living in Bernalillo at the time, and some guy was like, "Man, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna send you some booze," and I'm thinking like homemade or high dollar shit, and from England, he sends me a fifth of Jameson.
What?
Ooh.
And it's funny because like the mailman walks up. I'm like mowing the lawn, and the mailman walks up and he goes, "Are you Chris?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Here you go. I think it's alcohol or something." And I'm like, "Is that legal?" And he goes, "I don't know. Is it?" And I was like, "You're the mailman. I don't know. I mean, isn't that your job?" Anyway, he
He's like,
walks
I
away.
just deliver the mail.
No, so
was
I've
going
gotten
with plausible.
a fifth of Jameson. I got. We had Evil Roy, who used to watch the show religiously from Australia, and he wanted us to drink Cooper's. He wanted us to try Australian beer, and he was like, "Oh, wait till you try this," which I'm really glad he sent it to us, but it was the most. It was like Oklahoma 3.2. Really like light beer,
Like
and it
Crystal Light of beer.
it was called Cooper's, and so he sends it, and I get the tracking number, and I go to hit the button, and it says sent by surface. Now I know air and I know ground. What is surface? What do you think surface is?
Oh, like the window surface, like the top.
No. Like they shipped it surface.
Okay, no idea.
I have no
I know
idea.
the answer.
He knows the answer.
Put it on a horse.
No, Australia boat.
Oh.
So it came by boat. It took 3 months to get this beer. So
Wow.
he sent us beer. He sent us Vegemite. He sent us musk candy, and then these biscuits. And the biscuits were the only thing that was edible. Everything else was disgusting. Vegemite's disgusting. The beer was like
offending a whole country. Right
Oh,
now.
dude!
Several countries.
If you think right now today I'm offending Australia, you need to go in the back catalog, and there's whole episodes where I describe what it's like to live in Australia, and it's basically Mad Max films.
I mean,
Australian podcasters like you know what? Green chili ain't shit. I
Fuck
want to go
you.
out there. Green chili ain't shit.
You bring that on.
you know what was funny is so we go to Florida, and Jason and I like to pleasure walk which is hiking.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
But I get made fun of so much for liking to hike. I can't even tell you.
I
Anyway,
feel like you fit in Albuquerque doing
Who
that.
makes fun of you?
like every one of my friends are like, why do you always go hiking?
Well, that's because we're all lazy
You're
pieces of
exercising.
shit.
I know, right? It's like I'm getting out in the wilderness. We're teaching our daughter about bugs and stuff. Like, it's fine. Anyway, so we decide to go hiking, and I asked Jason, okay, so we're going to go.
Jason's hamster?
Oh, shit. Hamster, Jason.
Okay, you had me confused there.
Whoops.
Sorry, whoops. So I asked him, are we going on a hike or are we just going on a walk? Which are two totally different things. Like, I'm wearing flip-flops. Is that okay? And he was like, yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Gators will bite your foot up or whatever.
Oh, my God. So we get out there, and there's this little trail, and there's mud and all these things, and my feet are still itchy. I don't know what's wrong with the grass out there.
You got that Cajun fungus.
Oh my gosh, my foot's gonna fall off.
Oh, they have like little burrs and stuff in them.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like everything in Florida
And then
will
chiggers.
eat you.
Oh.
Oh yeah, chiggers.
Yeah.
Everything in Florida will either eat you or make you itchy, and literally every single plant and animal in Florida is pokey.
It's like the Australia of America.
Yes,
It's like,
it is
oh, you want to die?
terrifying.
Here we go.
Right.
It's terrifying. Like, every single thing in Florida will hurt you.
You like bottom moccasins? What's that? Snakes?
Yeah.
No.
Oh God, there's so
Or they eat crazy shit like muskrat or swamp something or other. You know.
I've had alligator before.
Children.
Did you have alligator this time?
No, I had it when I went to New Orleans.
Ooh, okay.
I had alligator like nuggets. They made it into little nuggets and deep fried it. Delicious.
I had that at Papados, but I was curious. Like, obviously, I'd like to think that it's better in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, of course it is.
You know
'Cause
where
it's
it's fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make food there that they can't really make anywhere else. That's for sure.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, if I offended Australia today, by all means go back. And I'm not trying to offend Australia. I just like to, I'm just kind of teasing because we have a lot of fans that live down there, and it's quite funny because I didn't really believe that. And then one of my fraternity brothers went to was it Sydney? Not Sydney. The other big.
New Zealand.
No.
Brisbane.
In Australia.
No, it's,
Our
Yeah, sorry.
American geography. We're like,
New Zealand's its own country.
Yeah.
It's Sydney.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry, Australia.
oh shit, I can't think of
Shit.
I can't think of the other one. Anyway, he's in a bar, and some guy asks him where he's from, and he says he's from the United States, and he says where in the United States, and he said Albuquerque, and some guy turned around and goes 10 drink minimum, and I thought that was the greatest story. I was like, that's badass. Like,
That's so cool.
We are big in Australia, even though the beer is terrible, because they actually toned their beer down there.
They have Foster's.
they toned it down?
Foster's is the shit beer there.
they do like a 3-2 down there.
Yeah, they didn't. They were having too much trouble. Melbourne, that's what they're saying. Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Aluminium, Melbourne.
Well,
So-
it's like when I went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we had a spike in viewership from
There you go, yeah,
New
yeah.
Zealand.
But we once had a fan fly here from Australia to hang out with us, which was quite, at first it was scary. Yeah, you didn't know this?
No.
Yeah. So this guy's like, yeah, I'll be. It was really funny because he's like, yeah, I want to fly in. This was when Adam was the end of his tenure and near the beginning of Billy's tenure, and this guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna come and visit you guys in Albuquerque.
We get
And-
tenure on this show?
Yeah, right. And
Really?
somebody says, love the matching shirt. Oh, because you guys kind of look like you're wearing matching shirts a little bit.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We planned it.
Yeah, we're friends.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay. Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that everyone knew there's no hostility.
yeah, there's no hostility. We match.
But this,
Clearly.
this fan is like, this fan we've never met is like, I want to fly to the United States and I want to meet you. Well, number one, it's like, oh shit, you're flying all the way here to hang out with us. That's going to be quite the disappointment. So I was like, I don't think you should. And he goes, oh no, I'll already be in the United States. And bless his heart, I go, oh really? Where? And he goes, Florida. And I go, well. And he goes, how far from Florida is New Mexico? And I went, nowhere close. Nowhere close. It is, if you drove, I think it'd be like 21 hours, some shit like
Yeah.
that. Literally. Anyway, he flies here from Florida to Albuquerque, and he stayed for 2 nights, and he bought us like whatever alcohol we wanted, and we partied with them both nights. And also the other thing too is we were worried we were gonna not party hard enough for him.
Had to like live up to your reputation.
Yeah. And so we partied really hard the first night, and then the next night Billy and I were super tired, and we're like, "Fuck, man, this guy's gonna really want to go." And we take him out to eat. And then at 9 o'clock, he's like, "Sorry, mate, it's got to go to bed. I'm real tired." And I was like, "Oh, man." So then, of course, we're like, "What? Come on." And then he leaves, and we're like, "Fuck. Whew. Oh, thank God." And then we went home.
If he is like, "All right, guys, I guess I'm just going to go another 3 hours." Like,
Yeah, fuck.
Ooh.
But we did have to tell him not to use, like, I guess in Australia, they use the C word a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, everywhere else uses the C word.
As like a just, regular word.
Like just
Do
a
you not get a
descriptor.
pass when you say it with an accent?
I think you do, but
Yeah.
I mean, I get a pass when I tell jokes with it in there.
yeah.
You know?
See you next Tuesday or C unit, whichever word you want to call
Oh,
it.
by the way, you have Hamster saying C unit now.
C unit.
He said it so much this week.
C unit.
Well,
And
now,
you told him to stop. You're like, "Stop."
now we have Vive.
Now we have Vive. What does that mean? I don't know.
Oh,
Vive.
when
If
you're
people come
partying
visit-
too hard.
Oh, well, yeah, but that didn't make me want to go farther into the night. I was too tired already,
Oh, for the next day.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to go into the night. That was the whole point. I was just like, I just want to go home and lay down.
Maybe Vive needs to add that as like their next brand. Like, you open
Energy.
you drink one packet for the morning after, and if you need to keep going, this other one you just snort it. You
You just cut up some
should
lines.
try.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's how you get
good.
the party started with Vive.
Did you take? did you make too many plans for the weekend? Try this out.
Vive for your nights and mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like NyQuil has the Dayquil. So it's like they're like Vive nighttime, yum yum. Oh hell yeah, I should contact these people. Say, "Hey man, we're really gonna push this. If you want, we could be partners."
Let's push it. It
Yeah.
worked. I tried it out. I got that one sample, and I was like, man, I went pretty hardcore the other
Yeah.
night, and there is no justifiable reason
Right.
that I shouldn't just be like face down
Yes,
in
groaning.
my bed. But I'm
I got
I'm up and doing
obliterated
stuff.
Thursday night. I got obliterated, and I drank some, and I woke up Friday, and I was just a little tired, and I just slept in a little more, and then I drove 3.5 hours. No
Wow.
problems, no headache, no nothing. I'm a believer so far. I'm gonna buy some more. I'm gonna actually purchase some. So
I actually stayed awake the entire drive up to Clovis
he did,
or down to
and
Clovis,
he was talkative.
which never
Wow.
happens.
Never happens.
I feel like we all know what we're getting for Christmas from Chris.
Some Vive.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Hangover prevention. Because if I
mean,
buy it, then I get some
would
money
be
back,
grateful.
right? Isn't that right? If I go buy it, I get some money back because
I mean, sure.
we're an affiliate now. I just like that the first sponsor that we get is like, yeah, you guys will work. You guys are right up.
You
The guy
guys
literally
got
said
this.
that. You read the things. The guy was like, "You're right up our alley." He's like, he goes, send me your numbers and da 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 da. Like, okay.
Well, I'm going to start promoting it
Yeah?
on my Insta. I'm just going to ask people to send me some.
Oh yeah, tell them to buy it for you through
Yeah.
our website.
Please, buy me some Vive.
They want to send some extra. I'll do some Vive boudoir shoots.
Are you gonna cut some
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Cut some up, snort it off a stripper's, boobs.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'll be
why
the
not?
advertisement. Just put the logo on the pasties.
It would be like the first time where they come in and they're like, "Yeah, could you please stop promoting our product?"
We will give you money if you stop promoting our product.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
But we got a contract.
We got a contract, man. We're over there like we're up in like the war zone. We're like, "Hey, can I snort this off your boobs for a video?" And they're like,
$20.
$20, yeah.
I mean, I have always wanted to snort things off of somebody.
Really?
Is that really a thing?
I'm just going to go home and tell Hamster that I need to snort some stuff off of him. And, honestly, like I said, nothing surprises him anymore.
Oh,
He'll
God.
just be like, okay.
That would be funny if like you're like doing a Insta story and you're all, "Hi, I'm Holly and I'm gonna do some Vive," and then you pull up the straw and you go down to snort it, and you're just like snorting it down and you can tell it's a person, and they see the flesh, and then they just see like a hair trail down to the butt crack. You're like, jeez. Ugh.
And again, honestly, hamster would probably just be like, okay.
They're asking how they get it in the chat. Go to tendrinkminimum.com, and there is a Vive logo right in the middle of the page. Click on that, and then order it through there. I think a package like this is about $20, I think. And how many samples does it have in it? Let's
Because
see.
it had 6, right?
Yeah, and it's strawberry flavored. And yeah, it's like vitamin B12. It has liver support, all kinds of shit. But yeah, you have like 6 of them in there. But I mean, think about that. If you could wake up 6 different mornings and you didn't feel like ass,
Yeah,
is that worth $20 to you?
absolutely.
Because I mean, there's times I wake up. I'm not every day, but we'll go like a Friday night. I'll wake up the next morning and my Saturday is gone.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys noticed, but we kind of party hard.
we
Yeah.
do.
So, I mean, my go-to has always been Menudo. So, you know, if Vive's not available, Menudo is always my second go-to.
The
soup.
band of young men from Mexico,
Yeah, no.
Ricky Martin.
That's what I.
Get you
That's
amped
what
up.
I do.
Let's see the box. I mean, I don't. When you run up and put it up to the camera, I can't do that. Just what do you need to see the box for? Jesus Christ.
He's like, I need to see the nutrition.
Just hand it over.
Yeah.
I got an easy one. Boom.
All there. Now you can see the fucking box here. Put it up closer.
Chris, you're ridiculous.
They're all, thank you for kind of promoting our products.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's the fucking box.
Here's
Eat
your
it. Eat a
fucking
dick now.
box.
They're like, what kind of sponsor? What kind of commercials have you done? Vive, hangover prevention. Buy it or eat a dick. You know?
Yeah, tell Vive they want to step it up. You know, we'll do the commercials on Central that we were talking about.
And I've actually like it says drink it before you go out and drink. Actually, twice I forgot to. So I got home pretty inebriated, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I better drink that Vive." And and I made it and spilled half of it, and then drank it, and woke up the next day and I was happier for it, I think. So
Wow.
you don't have to always have it before, I don't think, but.
All right, but I used to work at a liquor store, and they would shill these out to us.
Yeah.
Not this. Former.
Yeah.
Like the
And
same
you can never,
thing.
They're all gone now.
And none of them worked.
No.
Like, honestly, this is the only one
Yeah.
that I was like, wow, I should feel terrible today.
Right.
Like, I should be like slightly shaking, maybe like tears coming out of my eyes for no reason whatsoever.
Well, it was really funny too. Like the first
I only had
episode,
4 hours of sleep.
The first time we started talking about it, the very next day I got hit up for another advertisement opportunity, and it was like not a hangover like prevention. It was like a take water and make it more substantial. It was like a water
Crystal
booster.
Light.
Yeah. Like it was like a water booster. Yeah. Like what the fuck? How do you boost water?
It's just
Okay,
Kool-Aid.
I have a question.
'Kay.
It says party responsibly.
Well, they have to.
What if you don't party responsibly?
Well,
Will it still work?
I haven't twice, and
Cool.
I felt I should have felt way worse. Let's say that. Like I didn't have I never had a headache anytime I took it. Never had a headache. I was still tired, but my body didn't ache, and I didn't have my joints weren't like, like I get hungover now. Like my knees hurt and my ankle hurts.
So is this just like anti-gout?
Anti-gout.
Yeah.
Kidding.
We just start making shit up. You
Well,
got the
I
gout.
just-
You want to just get rid of it for good.
Do you have gout bouts? Try this.
You have
I
the
was-
gout real bad.
I was really surprised by it, honestly, because
Here's the croup.
Here's the croup.
Here's the croup.
Does your kid got croup? Drink a munch and put this in your body. Croup will be gone.
I
Or
had
you'll
like,
be able to deal with it.
Right.
I had or before we went out to Clovis, I had about this amount, like About 16 ounces of vodka the night before.
Yeah, and he knows exactly the amount because he puts his vodka in those bottles.
Yes.
He drinks out of a measuring cup.
He puts them in those bottles.
And you saw me. Like, I was actually awake and coherent for the entire drive.
Yeah, until you stayed up till 5 in the morning watching Agatha Christie.
Well, I was still awake and coherent up to then.
That's true. That's true.
Critiquing the new actresses.
Yeah. I find it funny. Traveling with James is quite an experience. First of all, he sleeps in his clothes. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. James, how do you do that?
I don't understand this.
Is that just like on a vacation thing?
No, actually, I always sleep above the covers.
He does,
and usually, yeah,
he does
in my clothes, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like to. Yeah, so I walk by, I go to get him up, and he takes his shoes off, but has everything else on. He sleeps in his pants, socks.
I take
everything.
I take my belt off.
Takes his belt off.
All right.
I take my wrist
Cutting
bracelets
loose.
off.
Like, we got into it, and he's like, "Don't make me want to take my belt off." And I was like, "Oh, no." But yeah, it's really interesting.
One of my travel guides I go with, one of my squires, Tommy. He sleeps on the floor no matter what.
What?
It's more comfy.
We'll give an option, like a sleep option. And granted, mostly it's like, okay, it's a queen size bed, like you can share it. And he's like, no, I'll sleep on the floor. And there was like a time where I was like, this is like a fold out bed just to you. Nobody else is good. Like, and he's like, I was gonna sleep on the floor. And I was like, sleep on the bed? Like it's a bed. Like, well, I'll do it, I guess. Like, I had, like, twist his arm to sleep in the bed.
Does he sleep on a bed at home?
Sometimes. Most of the time, I think he sleeps in the bed. I think. And maybe he'll come in the chat and he'll correct me. But there's other people that have known him for a long time that he prefers to sleep on the floor. And he'll just make his little nest and he'll sleep on the floor.
Did he live on a tropical island for, like, 11 years? And he's sleeping on a bed just doesn't feel right to him now?
Yeah. Wilson.
Drags a rock in and uses a...
Yeah, he lived through the plot of Castaway. No, he just likes to sleep on the floor. And like one night, I'm trying to get to the restroom, so I'm like trying to like sneak past him, like, and I know it's dark, I can't really see, but I know the general area that he's at. So I start like tapping with my foot to like try to make sure, and I'm like floor, 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 and then like I feel human body, and he's just like, what the fuck? And he starts screaming, like flailing around. He's like, you were trying to crush my arm. I was like, no. And he's like, no, Ray was trying to crush my arm, and like he would not try. And I was like, no, I touched your arm with my foot. He's like, no, you were trying to crush it.
Then you just reach down and just break his arm. You go, there you go.
Now I'll give you something to cry about.
So dramatic.
I mean,
that's why you don't sleep on the floor.
So, yeah, Smiley, it could be worse. You could sleep on the floor, I guess is what we're getting at.
Oh, I mean, if they didn't make me sleep on a bed, I probably would have slept on the floor.
Right. Or like I'll walk in, they'll have a bed for him, and I'll walk in and he's like in the living room on the couch, half on, half off, sleeping. Like in the most uncomfortable position known to man.
Praying position, his knees are on the ground.
No. He'll be like seated and then laying like half sideways. Like, it's weird. Just out.
I learned how to fall asleep while standing.
This is a true story.
And falling asleep with my eyes open.
I've seen it not like once. Where you're like, oh, I saw James fall asleep staying up once. No, I have seen James fall asleep standing up probably about 8 times, easy. And then one time he like caught his jacket on fire doing it because he was standing right in front of a heater.
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
Stop, drop, and roll works.
Yeah, right. You like that jacket though. You were really pissed.
I was a London Fog trench coat, and that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
London Fog. What does that mean?
That's the brand.
It's a brand name.
That's the
yeah.
brand.
That's how uncultured I am.
But
I didn't know what that was.
Ray's like, I get all my clothes at Follis.
Yeah.
I mean,
if they don't have it at Savers, I'm not getting it. Right. Yeah.
I fell asleep standing up next to the heater, and I caught on fire.
Wow, he did.
And,
he did, yeah.
That's a weird way to wake up.
Yeah.
You should have tweeted at London Fog, told him, I would have thought that from such a highly reputable brand that we wouldn't light on fire if I fell asleep next to a heater standing up.
Matt said that James fell asleep on the back porch last night.
wouldn't be surprised. I'll fall asleep with my eyes open, so sometimes people can't even tell.
Thank you for not falling asleep with a gun in your hand. That's a good one.
A burning cigarette.
Well, we went shooting, and you never know. He's just like stand there with a gun, and he just falls asleep. Why is he not shooting? I don't know.
The gunfire reminded me of Albuquerque, and I just dozed off.
I just dozed off. Yeah.
The soothing sounds of Albuquerque.
Of machine gun fire. Very fun. That's true, yeah. But I have seen that because we go to the Road to Riches, and he did like this stint where he bartended for like hours at a time.
2 days straight.
2 days straight. And he just like would fall asleep, and he'd have a cigarette in his hand just like sleeping. And he wears these glasses so you can't tell like that he's asleep, and then you're like talking to him, and you're not talking to him. You're just talking to yourself at that point.
I mean, hearing this, I've probably seen him fall asleep standing up. I just didn't realize it.
It's a very good work technique.
Are you asleep right now?
No.
Okay.
I don't sleep talk.
Oh,
Okay.
see, I sleep talk. Like, somebody can call me. I will answer the phone. I don't sound asleep. They'll have a full conversation with me. I won't remember it. So pretty much if you talk to me before 9 in the morning, assume I don't remember anything we talked about.
They said he's the perfect guard. He falls asleep with his eyes open. Yeah, that's true. Oh, shit, there's a guy. He sees us. That would be pretty funny, though, right?
My brother got so mad at me one time. I think he was 17, and he was trying to like sneak back into the house because he wasn't supposed to be outside, and he could see in through the living room window that I was like in front of the TV with my eyes open. And then he realized that there was nothing but static on the TV.
Oh, jeez.
And he was like, he was so mad at me. He's like, how can you do that? It is the creepiest thing. I came in and I smacked you. And I was like, why did you hit me? He was like, well, how are you asleep with your eyes open?
That's kind of brave of him. I mean, honestly, he could have slapped you. He could have just started talking Latin. He like goes, like that'd be terrifying.
Well, they always say, like, don't wake somebody who's, like, sleepwalking, right? Is there a reason why you shouldn't wake them? I mean, what's
Because they get violent.
They can.
Oh.
So, like, so I'm a sleepwalker.
Yeah.
I've done it since I was a kid. And, like, sometimes it's terrifying if you wake up while you're sleepwalking. Because generally, like, in my instance, I would usually sleepwalk when I was having a night terror. So I would be, like, in the middle of a nightmare, and nobody would know it around me. So if you woke me up while I'm in the middle of a nightmare, I might get violent with you.
But you're acting these out?
I
Like
don't
you're
know.
like walking around and stuff?
Yeah, and so, like, the people on the outside, like, it's not like you're really, like, fighting or anything, but it's hard to explain. You're, like, halfway between dreaming and awake. So, like, you're walking and stuff, and in your head, you're, like, walking through whatever situation.
Right.
But on the outside, you're just walking around. Or I also get food items and take them back to bed.
So you just, like, wake up with the half-burned, like,
Yeah.
Tino's pizza rolls in your bed. Whoops. I
You're
don't know what
eating a
happened
raw
I
there.
made a whole
pizza.
pot roast one time. I woke up, and there was a pot roast in the crock pot.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it seasoned and everything?
Yeah, it was seasoned. It was full. It was
Well, I
great.
feel like that's a fucking
Kudos.
win-win.
That was a great thing to wake up
That's
to.
what my sleepwalking was like. I just wake up and a brisket's ready.
The
Yeah.
Instapot's going off, and I'm all, I'll just let it slow pressure down. I don't know what's cooking. Next thing I find a dog in there, I'm like, oh my God.
That'd be terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
I always like to say that was my drunk self
Yeah.
being nice to my sober self.
Right.
I was like, did I make myself food for tomorrow?
oh, that'd be fantastic.
Amazing.
You like wake up, all your lunches for the week are made. You're like, oh, all right then.
Well, that's nice.
I'm a functioning sleepwalker, actually.
Your,
Yeah, I've
your
made
house is deep
cookies.
cleaned.
yeah, right.
I've made cookies before, and I even put the dishes in the dishwasher and stuff. So then I'll wake up the next day and I'm like,
All
who
the chores
made
are done.
cookies?
Yeah. Who did the dishes? Thanks, guys. And they're like,
Yeah.
we didn't do
Who
that.
cleaned the ceiling fan?
I think the funniest one was a couple years ago. Crystal and I were living with my parents. It was around Christmas time, so it was Christmas cookies like biscochitos and stuff. And I woke up and there was a glass of iced tea with a biscochito on top, which is
Oh, wow.
weird. It's like a weird mix. And so
Yeah.
I thought Crystal had left it for me, and she was like, no, you just came to bed around 5 a.m. with that and then went to
Oh,
sleep.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm weird. I don't know.
All right. Hey, well, that's interesting.
You're saying it was a weird combination, but I can't think of a thing that
was
Biscochito
actually-
wouldn't go with.
I know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. It was actually pretty great to wake up to.
Well, so we've got Thanksgiving coming up Thursday.
Are we going
Yes.
to do practice Thanksgiving again?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have the means. I think I can't smoke a turkey right now. But I mean, what I'm wanting to know is like, so they came out with these lists, and we were kind of, so whenever we were with my parents, we have to watch this channel called HLN, and they have
yeah.
like fucking terrible news all day, and they're like, oh, voted the worst Thanksgiving food is cranberries, and the second most hated food for Thanksgiving is green bean casserole.
Wrong.
And I was like,
I love
what
both
the
of those
fuck?
things.
Wrong.
Both those things.
Wrong.
Do you not even like the shitty cranberry shit out of the can?
Yeah, where you can see like the can mold.
Yeah.
Just like
But even that is enjoyable.
So what I ask is like, what's the food you think is the least? What do you hate the most out of Thanksgiving? What's your least favorite food? Or what's your favorite food after that?
My least favorite is one time I went to a Thanksgiving thing and somebody had cream spinach.
Ew.
Not into that.
Fuck you, people.
But my favorite thing is probably stuffing.
Okay.
my ex made a pumpkin mac and cheese one time.
Ew.
Yeah. Like I tried really hard to like it. Like I tried really, really hard. And like I even like ate like I was like, maybe if I eat more of it I'll like it. And I was like, no, I don't. And so yeah, that's probably the worst Thanksgiving food I've had.
Interesting, yeah.
Otherwise, the classics you can't go wrong with.
See, I'm not a stuffing guy.
Ooh.
And like I don't like I'm not a big celery guy, and I don't like all that stuff that's in it. But I mean, I'll eat it. It's not the worst thing ever. I mean, it's not the worst, but everything else, like, and I'm also not a big turkey guy. Turkey, like my mom didn't even make a turkey this year. She just did straight ham.
I think that's what we're gonna do this
Yeah.
year is ham.
I don't know. I don't want you to eat all that meat. We do a ham. And then there's other people. Like, here was the craziest thing that happened. Like, I dated this woman, and we had to do a Thanksgiving at her family's house. Now, tell me how this makes any fucking sense. So for Thanksgiving, she made only turkey, no ham. Mm-hmm. And when I asked why they didn't have ham, they said that the pig was a filthy animal, and they couldn't eat it on Thanksgiving.
What?
But then they ate it for Christmas. They had a Christmas ham.
Yeah. The very religious holiday of Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
In the chat, they're saying salad is the worst.
Oh yeah, salad's not great.
I don't, why?
I
why
mean,
even-
I like
yeah.
salad though. I'm okay with it.
Do
You
you-
know what, Chris? That
Yeah.
X sounds like to me.
What?
Good, she's an X.
Damn straight.
You know,
Because I mean,
you don't need that kind of
I think
negativity in your
ham is
life.
better for, and my family's Jewish, and we have ham on Thanksgiving. I don't. Well, I mean, my mom's side is, but like, I'm sorry, it's a better meat than turkey.
It's delicious.
It is. Ham has always been
Ham's the best.
They're saying doing a smoked turkey on Thursday. I will say,
Last year,
I did a smoked turkey last year.
it was so
That's
good.
the best turkey I've ever eaten in my entire life.
It was so good.
That was one of the best Thanksgivings I've ever had.
And trust me, whenever I
when
move,
we just hung out and
Yeah.
did our practice Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
It was fun.
It's like, would you?
and when I move out of
just made my
city,
stuff.
when I move out of City Hall Studios within this year, by next Thanksgiving, maybe I'll have a house and the smoker will be back because I didn't lose a smoker. Someone's just using it while I don't have it. So, yeah, we can smoke a turkey again. What's that?
Oh, Rusty Rutherford
He's
just
talking
said.
about how cute we are with our matching
Yeah,
shirts.
he
Just
said,
like
"I
Hollyanne.
can't believe Ray Basuda
What a kiss
dressed
ass.
like Hollyanne Bird. What a kiss ass.
Wait till we get back to sundress season. We're gonna look hella cute.
We're gonna be adorable.
Yeah.
We're gonna coordinate.
Dude, that would be awesome if you guys did matching sundresses.
That'd be so. I would do it. I mean, obviously, I would do it.
We should do a
but
photo shoot where we all do matching sundresses.
That'd be great.
I've never been in a sundress, but I think I would like
They're
it.
very comfortable.
I was talking about how freeing I imagine any type of
Yeah.
dress
Oh,
would be.
they're so like when people are like, "Oh, you're really dressed up." So my go-to on laundry day or when I'm not feeling my best is this long dress. It feels like pajamas.
Is it a moo-moo?
It's no,
Like
it's
Homer
not a
Simpson.
moo-moo.
It's not a moo-moo.
But I am not against a moo-moo. If somebody bought me a moo-moo, I'd probably wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Dresses are the most comfortable. I wear them all the time. Super comfy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You just feel free.
You don't
See,
have
if-
all the constraints of life.
If, if I feel if I'm wearing something and it doesn't feel really constricting, I don't feel pretty.
Oh,
Really?
I mean, I get that.
Like if my shoes are really comfortable, I'm like, I have to double check them. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, those actually do look good.
Well, what are those shoes Billy was wearing? He wore the off-brand Crocs, and he's
Oh,
like, these are so
off-brand
comfortable.
Crocs.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, I don't care how comfortable they are.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a banana shirt he was wearing, right? I supported the banana shirt.
Yeah, and then
the
the
Bret
Crocs.
Michaels hat, but the
Yeah.
Crocs I could not
That
see.
was
Yeah,
way
yeah,
too
Sorry,
yeah.
Billy. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying. Like, if I don't feel a little bit uncomfortable in whatever bra I'm wearing, I feel like my whole
Are your boobs even there?
I'm like, what happened?
I have a belt on for no reason. It's not keeping my pants on. It's just biting into my hips and looking pretty.
I have a belt on as well, and it's for you people. Let's just say that. 'Cause otherwise, the pants will fall right off.
yeah.
I do it for you guys. You're
Give-
welcome.
Give them what they want, Chris. Let
You're
them see
welcome.
it.
No, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you, Chris. We
I
appreciate
just want to
you.
say, you guys are lucky. You know,
I appreciate your sacrifice.
if I don't wear this belt, everybody gets to see the goods. Nobody wants to see that.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of ladies out there who would like to see that.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know, Chris.
You know,
Maybe
I
we'll
don't-
take a poll.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Chris's goods?
Yeah.
Do you want to see
Should
the
he lose
goods?
the belt or not? That's
Should he just walk around with no pants on, like everyone else in the neighborhood?
I was I was telling your mom, I was telling Debbie, I'm sorry, this belt is actually not a whooping belt. It's just for show.
It's for show, not for
It's
dough.
for show.
Well, if you're from where we're from, anything becomes a whooping instrument if you try.
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
enough.
it's
true.
true. It's very true.
You know, Ray, I think we should just mildly match every episode now.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I'm going to laugh if we mildly match on accident every week.
On accident.
That'd be
on
funny.
accident.
She's gonna be like, "What color are you wearing this week?" He's like, "Yellow,
Yeah.
stripes or no stripes, solid,
Polka dots. All right.
polka dots." I had my friend Alex. She comes over and she's like, "We're talking about fashion," and she's like, "All right, as your friend, you wear the same striped shirt a lot." And I open up my closet and I go, "Which one? This one? This one? This one? This one? Or this one?" And she goes, "Oh my God, never mind. You have a lot of striped shirts."
You like what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have white and blue striped shirts of varying like width.
Width.
Yes. She goes, "Never mind."
Yeah, I was going to have that same talk with you until one time I realized
Yeah.
that's not the same striped shirt.
No.
It's almost like you're a character from Hey Arnold. Like you wear the
Yes,
exact
yes.
same thing every time we see you.
Yeah.
But then I remember that in Hey Arnold, they open up Gerald's closet and there's the exact same jersey over and over and over.
Hey, let's just say this. Waldo, he was a trendsetter. Yeah. Everyone else wore what he wore.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've been trying to get my 3-year-old to watch Hey Arnold because we got her into like she loves Ninja Turtles. She likes My Little Pony, which is fine with me because I like it. And so Hulu has all the classic
Oh,
like
man.
Nickelodeon things.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get her into Hey Arnold, and she just can't get past his head.
Oh, yeah.
She's just
The
like
shape of it?
Nah.
she's like, I don't like this kid. I'm like, we got her into Rugrats though. She likes Rugrats.
Also,
Which is-
hey, Arnold is not always the most likable character. on
Yeah.
that.
I think
Sometimes
maybe give her
he's-
a couple years.
Yeah, he's
but-
too full of himself.
Oh wow.
Let's talk about Gerald. That's where it's
Gerald's
at.
the
Yeah.
best one. I also kind of like Helga. I think she's deeper than you think.
She's a creep.
She's a total creep, but it's
Yeah.
an interesting character.
That's why all these millennial women are crazy. Because of Helga Pataki.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Is that right?
Yeah.
She had a
I'm putting it
gumball
out there.
shrine. She had like a gum shrine. Like
I never
his-
watched. So that this was like before or after me.
Yeah.
I didn't have this as a cartoon.
So Helga is really mean to Arnold, but we find
Is she
out
like this? Hey, Arnold.
Yeah. And then she has like a weird shrine of him made out of chewed up bubble gum that I
What?
believe is his gum.
Yeah, it's his gum. Like, he'll take out his gum, put it on the bottom of a
weird.
bench.
Weird.
She'll
Yeah.
scrape it off and then add it to her shrine. Of
Yeah,
him.
it's weird.
That is weird,
it's
yeah.
really weird.
She's like clippings of his hair.
Maybe I don't want my daughter to watch this.
See?
You know?
Yeah.
Is she a witch?
Oh wow.
Yeah, bruja.
Some breaking news in the chat. Shelby came in and said hashtag Team Helga, and she says that's how I got Billy.
Witchcraft?
Got it.
Yeah. All right. Fair
Well,
enough. Fair
all
enough.
right. I'll try to get the baby to watch it.
Do you guys have Disney Plus yet? I mean,
I do.
Yes.
We got it immediately. Because
I
let me
just-
tell you something. We were really tired of the same 3 movies that our kid would watch.
so you got it for yourself.
Yeah. And we've been watching all the Marvel movies. We've been
Oh,
watching them
hold on.
in line of the story.
Let's really get to the meat of Disney Plus, all right, guys? I get you. There's the Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get you. There's all the Pixar films.
Yes.
I get that they have National Geographic. But let's really talk about what's on there. The X-Men cartoon.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And they have Danny really likes Spider-Man. She is crazy about Spider-Man.
Never heard of him.
And we were really, really, really tired
Oh, wow.
of Into the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
because it's a great movie.
Yeah,
the
first time.
first 20 times you watch it.
Somebody says, this is back to Hey Arnold, she makes out with the bubblegum shrine?
She
She
does.
does. Yeah.
What the
That's like
fuck?
the episode where she steals his hat and puts it on the shrine, and then she's
And
like
this-
making out with it. And then
This
Yeah.
isn't
sticks
his.
to
I'm
her
sorry.
face.
This isn't his mom. This is the girl that's in
No,
love with
this is
him.
a girl
Yeah.
that's mean to
Okay.
him, but she's in love with him.
Okay, I lost that. I was like, that's his mom. Oh, it makes sense.
But yes, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
We found, so we looked up Spider-Man. We're like, oh God, please don't have that stupid movie on here.
It
because
is though, isn't it?
No,
It's
Sony.
not.
Oh, that's right. Never
Yeah.
It's
mind,
not
that's
on there
mine.
yet. It will be probably.
No,
No,
But
it won't.
It can't-
It
it
will
cannot,
not.
yeah.
It's Sony Animation.
Yeah, you're right,
completely
you're right.
off.
Thank you, Sony Sony guys.
But all the Marvel stuff
but-
stuff is
The Spider-Man old classic
no
cartoons
Spider
are on
Friends.
there.
The Spider Friends.
All
They
of
have
it.
All of
Yeah,
it.
I know.
All of
Yeah.
it.
But when I was a little boy, the Spider Friends was huge.
Mm-hmm.
It was Iceman, Spider-Man, and Firestar. Firestar wasn't a real character from the comics. They created her because
Oh.
they wanted a female character.
Right.
But I watched that shit, and I remember the first time they ever showed the X-Men in a cartoon was on that show. And I was like, yes, because I read the X-Men.
Yeah.
And then finally when they came out with the X-Men cartoon,
Yeah. We're hoping to get her into Spider-Man and X-Men because guess what, guys? I'm not going to have to watch the same thing over and over and over. We watched Aristocats with her the other night.
did they edit it? Is the porn out of it?
No, I think
No.
they just put disclaimers
It's-
on
yeah.
stuff that's like on like
'Cause they
that
can't
didn't
cut the-
age well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she, so at
That's a
first,
nice way of putting it. Didn't age well.
at first she was like, so I kind of forgot about the not so great parts of that movie. But I loved that movie when I was a kid. So I was excited and we go to watch it. And in the first 2 seconds, she always does this to us. She's like, I don't like this movie. And it's because of the animation. She's so used
It's
to like
old.
Pixar and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And we're like, no, just give it a minute. And it took her a good 20 minutes.
Just hold
to
her
get
down
into
and
it.
make her watch The Last Unicorn.
Yeah, like
Or-
Clockwork Orange style.
Oh, yeah.
Just have
or-
her strapped to a chair.
Or
with eyes.
Secret of Nim, which is also like terrifying. Terrifying. If you watch The Secret of Nim, you're like, what the fuck were my parents
it's
thinking?
so good. I loved that movie.
That owl is terrifying.
Don Bluth.
First of all,
So
owls
good.
are terrifying anyway. Have you ever seen people like, what's terrifying about
Owls
an owl?
are great.
Oh, really? Go walk into a barn one day and have one swoop at you, and you will fucking never think
Yeah,
owls
I mean,
are...
fair.
The wingspan of an owl is way
It's crazy.
bigger than you think they
Yeah.
are. And they
It's
are...
a raptor.
And they're also all legs. I've seen these videos where they'll like
Yeah.
lift up all the fur, and it looks like they're like 40% legs.
Yeah, they're an apex predator for sure.
Yeah.
They will fuck some... They'll eat a cat.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
not.
I had a cat that killed an owl.
Wow.
He was a
There we
Maine
go. Turn
Coon
the table.
ragdoll mix,
I want to watch that image.
and
video.
he literally, I thought he was gonna die because this owl was swooping around. My ex-husband was like, "No, just like walk to another room. Just don't watch. This is not
Yeah.
gonna be good.
It's not gonna
the
be
owl,
good."
He'll eat the cat." So I heard like no noise, and I'm like, "Oh man." I go and look out there, and my cat is standing on the owl.
He's
had
in
a
his
huge-
prison
he had
jumpsuit, but the top's off.
I
Yeah.
know. He had a huge gouge behind his ear, but other than that, where like the foot had gone through.
Yeah.
But that cat killed an owl.
Have you ever seen the
I
talons?
never worried about him
that
again.
they
Yeah, they're
have?
intense.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Fucking barn owl, dude. That's the scariest thing I've ever encountered in my life in person.
They're scary.
Domesticated cats are the apex. They can kill anything that is their size, or lighter. They can
Not
kill
a rat.
anything.
Not a rat.
I think the only reason that he was able to kill that owl is because he was so big. Like Maine Coons are
Oh, yeah,
huge
they-
cats.
Oh, he had to
and
make
then you
noise.
mix him with a rag doll. I mean, he was a big cat.
But see, when I lived in the country, we had feral cats to like catch mice, because you do that when you live in the country, so you just don't have as many mice in your house, you know. And so coyotes will kill them because they're feral cats. You kind of feed them. You feed them sparingly,
Right.
and then they supplement their rest of their eating by eating mice. If you feed them too much, then they won't eat mice. So like every once in a while they'll start disappearing, and you're like, oh, there must be coyotes, you know. So we got to go, thin them out. So we couldn't figure out what was killing our cats. So we go open the barn one day, and I go open the barn one day, and the big ass door like, and this barn owl just.
Oh yeah.
I think, and I mean, his wingspan was a good 6 feet.
It's like
He
that
was-
scene from Batman.
Yeah.
You almost became Owlman that day.
And so then I'd go tell my dad, I go, there's a huge barn owl in the barn. And my dad goes, that's what's killing the cats. And I'm like, really? So he takes a shotgun, he walks out there and just blasts it and kills it.
Jeez.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I was super impressed with my cat that day.
that's
Yeah.
very,
And
that
I
is-
never
that's a
worried
good
about
kitty.
that cat ever again. I was like, okay, you're good. You got this. And he would kill snakes and bring them to me. Killed a rattlesnake.
wow. That's more impressive than the
Yeah.
owl.
He killed everything.
Have you ever watched, so when I was a kid, speaking of kids' movies,
Yes.
for some reason when I was a kid, they made the fucking scariest, let's make some just, terrifying kid movie. There was a movie called Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Yes.
And it was all about a, what do you call it? What are those things called? The marmot. What is he? Mongoose.
Mongoose. Yes.
And-
it's based on an old nursery rhyme.
Yeah. And, mongooses can kill cobras.
Yes.
And they're actually like really good at it. And so have you ever really watched a video of a cobra versus a mongoose? Mm-hmm. It is insanely
It's-
amazing, actually. Because they're like looking at
And
the
you
two...
expect a mongoose to be like huge
No.
when you hear, and they're not. They're like little itty bitty things.
And fearless. Fearless
Yes.
as fuck, dude.
They don't give a shit.
Like, they're like those India guys, like you see them where they like the cobra like tries to attack him and he just smacks it,
Smacks on the head. But
Yeah. But like I remember like thinking like this cartoon was bullshit until I grew up and I was watching some YouTube video or something and it was a fucking mongoose and it was somewhere where they put them in a cage together or a little ring together, which is terrible by the way. And
Yeah, don't do that.
and man, I was blown away by first of all they're really agile, the mongoose, and they just the snake attacks head on. And they just like avoid it until they can just grab it by the head and just. And I was like, dang, that's amazing. Go
They're
watch it.
Crazy.
If you've never seen, have you ever seen that, Smiley?
I haven't actually.
Now you know you
It's
want
a little vicious.
Now I do.
but
Yeah.
It's a little
It's a
rough.
little
Little
morbid.
I mean,
vicious.
I've watched a roadrunner kill a snake, and
I've seen that. shit too.
Roadrunners are vicious.
that's
Okay.
impressive too. You're like, what?
Well, so somebody posted one on Imager the other day, and like their Roadrunner used to run away. Like it had to be someone here. The Roadrunner would run away when they try to take a picture, but it's like become friendly with them because they here in Albuquerque they don't.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of people.
I mean,
And-
it depends where they're at. But like if they're in your backyard or like they're in
Yeah.
the city and they're around people all the time,
Little
they're
dinosaurs.
usually okay. But I have seen some vicious ass roadrunners.
Yeah.
If they're not used to people, they are vicious.
Well, I wouldn't even try to.
Just
mess
leave
with
them alone. Let them be pretty and adorable and let them.
I go through Golden Pride, like over here on Lomas sometimes,
Yeah.
and they have a Roadrunner that just kind of chills out over there.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny because like I don't know where Roadrunners like I guess they're not all of New Mexico because I grew up in eastern New Mexico and we didn't have them.
Yeah.
So I guess they're like northern and central New Mexico. But I mean, are they in Arizona? I mean, is that a?
I don't know. I think they are. I don't know.
And if you really don't know what a Roadrunner is other than the cartoon, like I really feel like if that cartoon didn't exist,
Nobody
it would be an
know.
animal that people didn't know.
Yeah.
They basically are like a wild chicken,
Yeah. I mean,
but like a
kinda.
little more vicious.
Wild
Yeah,
chickens.
they're
a
like
pheasant.
little tiny dinosaurs.
That's true. But they're little. I mean, I don't know how else to explain them. Like a little because they don't fly.
Yeah, they glide. I
Yeah.
think
Glide.
comparing him to a vicious little velociraptor chicken is pretty.
yeah. They're a velociraptor
Yeah.
chicken.
They'll run, and we have a lot of like lizards here, like
Yeah.
tiny lizards, like little like 3-inch lizards. And I feel like that's just their smorgasbord. They just
Yeah.
boom.
And they can get them like quick.
And I don't know what it is, but there's something uneasy for me watching birds eat reptiles. Like
Yeah.
it's like, man, that's metal. Like
Yeah.
you see it like just on the top of a fence, like a snake hanging out of its mouth, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, ugh.
They'll eat
That's
snakes.
vicious.
Yeah.
They'll
And
eat
that's-
anything.
Like when they're, Wile E. Coyote is like the thing. And I always thought that was funny because like they made a comparison where if you actually, in real life, the coyotes can run way faster than the
Yeah.
Roadrunner.
But the whole key to the Roadrunner coyote thing, even in the cartoon, is that they outsmart the coyotes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I think possibly in real life they do that.
Yeah. But the cartoon made it seem like he was faster.
Oh yeah, no, they're not as
They're
fast,
not fast.
as everybody.
There's nothing
thinks.
fast about them.
Well, I couldn't catch one.
I definitely couldn't.
Well,
Yeah.
if we did a whole Rocky montage, maybe.
Yeah. Dude, we're just training to catch the Roadrunner
Yeah.
by Golden Pride.
Maybe we should do that.
I was like, go ahead.
I call the one next to my house Gary. He's a very nice roadrunner. I leave eggs
Yeah.
out for him.
But here's
Unopened eggs, he gets to open himself.
Here's my experience. I'll be like in my car and I'm just like, ugh, these people in front. Oh, a Roadrunner. And I get really excited.
They're such cute little.
I don't know
things.
why. I love
I think
them.
they're cute.
But I'm just like, you pieces of. Oh, a Roadrunner.
Oh, look
Nice.
at you.
Oh, look
We-
at him. Look at him. Look, he's jumping. He's up by the car. Oh, get
We
out of the way. I
see-
gotta move up.
We see them down by the Bosque a lot.
Yeah.
And Danny loves them. And we taught her Shelby's native language. They call them poi poi.
Yeah.
And so now our daughter just calls them poi poi, and everybody
poi.
thinks
Okay.
she's stupid, but she's not.
that
That's-
sounds delicious.
Yeah, it
It's
sounds
poi
so
poi.
cute,
So,
right?
okay.
Poi poi.
That's funny. Like I like that because when I was growing up, my grandfather, he had like Old Speak,
Mm-hmm.
and you have what's called a skunk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my grandfather would be like, "Oh, somebody hit a polecat,"
Yeah, polecats.
I've
and
heard
I'd,
of polecats.
and I'd be like,
yeah.
"What the hell's that?" And then like, he's like a polecat. If you look at their belly, it looks like they rub up against a pole, and I'm like. Okay, so now I call all skunks polecats, and I just do it just to fuck with
Yeah.
people because I like Old Speak. I'm a real big fan.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Albuquerque has a tremendous amount of skunks in it.
Yeah,
Does
we
it?
do.
I haven't-
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They are,
No?
I always assume whenever I smell that skunk smell, it's just someone smoking weed.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no.
no. We have a
Okay.
lot of skunks, and we have raccoons.
Yeah.
Like, the closer you are to the river, you have more raccoons.
Well, see, I
than
haven't
skunks.
seen those. Like, weirdly, the house over on Rosemont, Ask Smiley, Lots of
Lots of
skunks, man.
skunks.
Tons.
When I lived in Borellis, so I didn't know that we had raccoons here in Albuquerque. And anybody who really knows me knows I love raccoons. I think they are the best thing in the whole. I just think they're adorable.
Like the Disney cartoon from back in the day? Ooh, is that on Disney Plus? The raccoons?
The raccoon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I will have
I
to
know there's
look.
a raccoon in Pocahontas.
There is. He's
Oh,
adorable.
I'll pull that up for you later. I'm sorry to derail your show.
Oh, it's okay. But so I was living down in Borellis, and I saw a cat that I thought was like hurt because of how it was walking. And I was like, I have to save cats all the time. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go save this little cat. Like, it looks like it had, because the way raccoons walk, it looks like a cat who's hurt itself and
Yeah.
is like hunched over, you know, and
'cause
walking
they stand
really
up
weird.
a lot.
They stand up on their toes and they arch their back. That's how they walk. And so I was like, oh, I got to go check on this cat, make sure it's okay. And then I was like, oh my God, it's a raccoon. There's a raccoon. Somebody's pet raccoon got out. And no, we have a lot of raccoons here.
Why would you
actually.
ever assume it was
pet
somebody's
raccoon?
pet raccoon?
Because that's
Yeah,
my
I didn't know
dream. First of all, it's my dream to have a pet raccoon. But also, I just didn't realize that in the city limits that we would have raccoons.
Fair.
But also, I just was like, it's a tame raccoon that if nobody claims it, I will keep it for myself.
I wish we just had like random sea otters rolling
Oh, I
around.
love sea. We used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this. And so now we have the sea otters that are at the aquarium.
Yes.
And I was very happy about it. Have you been?
Yes.
So I'm very happy about them, but then I got really upset about them
Why?
because it's two males.
Oh.
Why do we not have a male and a female so they can make little sea otter babies?
Right.
I don't know.
And they
That-
and then they'd hold things like this.
I
where
know. They have their little hands.
They have
That's
little
why I like
hands,
raccoons. Because
and they like
have
reach
hands.
out and have the little hands. Yeah.
There's a zoo. I can't remember what zoo it is.
Yeah.
But there is a zoo that has little holes in the otter exhibit.
Yeah.
And you can put your finger there, and the little otters will hold your finger with their
That
hands.
sounds. That
There's
sounds
actually
scary.
an actual,
No, it's not scary. They're very friendly.
there's an aquarium where you can go and swim with them.
I
But
want to
the
do
waiting
that.
list is like years out.
I want to do that.
It's like
I love-
years out.
I have learned about myself that I love any animal that has little hands.
Yes, me same.
So the way Hamster and our kid talked to me into getting a leopard gecko was they pointed out their little hands. They don't really have
know what that
hands,
is.
but we have a little leopard gecko. His name's
Like a
Terry.
little thumbs and everything.
Yeah, they have like little hands. And then our leopard gecko, so they also smile. It's actually them eating, but you could Google that. It's very popular.
Leopard gecko, I see it.
They're very cute. And then ours, he didn't shed very well his first like shedding, because they have to learn how to pull it off.
Oh, they
and
do have
so
little
we
hands.
thought that his hand fell off because the skin will tighten and then
Yeah.
they'll lose limbs. Well, then
they grow it
last
back,
time he
right?
shed, his hand came out. Apparently, he had just had skin wrapped around his hand. Either that or it's a miracle gecko. We don't know.
Can they regrow their appendages?
They can't regrow their hands. They can regrow their tail.
That's a big old fat tail too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
and
hit,
that tail, if they're fed, God, that gecko
What
is
the
fed
hell is
really
that?
well.
Yeah.
That's a fat leopard gecko.
I pull
So-
up a leopard gecko and I hit images, and of course there's one, and then next to it is for some reason it shows me Etsy stuff, and it says small reptile leash with harness.
Oh.
But then the very next thing over is werewolf baby, and it's this like,
It's very
and it's
disturbing.
$2,186 for no reason.
And do you see
Wow.
the armadillo thing next to it as
Yes,
well?
yes, for $6,395. What is going on there?
Are people just buying
What the-
armadillos?
No. This is not this is like a hybrid of an armadillo and a child, and it's $6,300,
Yeah,
$6,400.
at Etsy, on Etsy. So speaking of armadillos, so I grew up
I love them.
next to Texas. Like I grew up from 9 miles from the Texas border for most of my life. Actually, probably half my life at this point. I have never. This is what's funny. I remember
posting a link.
the Lone Star beer commercials when I was a kid, and the whole idea was the armadillos would sacrifice themselves to jump in front of the truck to get the Lone Star beer. Growing up near Texas, I've never seen a Roadrunner until I moved to Albuquerque,
Yeah.
And I, to this day, in the wild, have never seen an armadillo.
Oh my God, they're
I've seen
so
them in
cute.
the zoo. I've seen videos of them, but people are like, "Oh, they're all over Texas." No, they're not.
I've only seen dead ones.
I've seen dead ones, but I've seen tons of dead ones.
And then
Only
I also
roadkill.
knew a lady who had one as a pet. It wasn't like she was a person who like rescued. She had like a license to rescue hurt wild animals.
Okay.
And she had a little armadillo who was hurt. So he couldn't be like let out into the wild.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she had him. He was the cutest thing in the whole world.
I saw that. Yeah.
He would play with balls
Yeah.
and roll up around them and then let go. And then, like, if you threw the ball, he would roll up around it. It was so cute. He was the cutest thing. But you can't have them as pets
No.
because they carry leprosy.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at James. James knew that right away.
I know. Good job, James.
And he has leprosy.
But,
Yeah, people forget I actually worked as an EMT. These are things that they teach
Really?
you.
Right,
Well, if
yeah.
they have an armadillo in their house, they have leprosy.
oh.
But so,
Lepers.
like, he was so cute. He was such a cute animal. And I think the cool thing about knowing that lady was I got an appreciation for animals that you normally wouldn't really care about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't see the cute side of an armadillo unless you saw the cute side of an armadillo.
Right. No.
Otherwise,
I saw those same videos and I was like, "That's amazing." I was
yeah,
like,
and
so
I got
cute.
to see that in person. They're very cute,
yeah.
and the way they walk is adorable. Like they have these little tiny feet, and they just kind of go tick 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 tick. And they like bats and things like that. They're very cute. I wish they didn't have leprosy, or I
I
would
know
have
that's
one.
fucked up. There's got to be
Well,
somewhere around that.
they carry leprosy,
Right, but I don't
so
want to
they
take
can
that
have
chance.
it and just pass
Yeah.
it on like a friendly thing.
Yeah, you don't want to take that chance.
But
Casual
their
leprosy.
limbs aren't falling off, but yours might.
no,
Here's
right.
my- I really, 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 really want a pet raccoon though.
Weird,
They're so cute.
but they're also kind of vicious too.
And
But
we
if
got
you get them as a baby,
I had one as a kid.
And
you
we-
did.
Yeah, we had a pet raccoon. Somebody was trying to get feral cats, and they caught a baby raccoon in their cage or in their trap, and they were like, "Oh shit! Like, there's no like mom around. Like, we don't know what to do with it." So they were gonna like call a rescue, and my family was just like, "We'll take it."
Wow.
How was it?
It was fine.
The
Yeah.
Basura
Is it
household.
nice?
It was really. I mean, it was pretty young, and it was like really playful, and like all it wanted to do was like grab everything. Like we built like an enclosure for it, and then like my parents were not the best pet owners sometimes. I think whenever I look back like historically, and now that I work with animals, I'm like, maybe we didn't really do the best, because like we would feed it like just what we were eating, and it's like,
Here's
well,
some
they eat
pork chops,
garbage
raccoon.
anyway. Yeah, like literally, it was like we're gonna give it
Raccoons
some.
will eat anything.
Yeah,
though.
we'd give it like lasagna, and of course it got very obese because it would
Oh, wow.
eat dinner like the same food
But
that we were
that's how
eating.
you keep it from running around.
Was he
Yeah.
nice though?
He was pretty nice. Like he liked to play, he liked to chase the cats around. And
I
like,
heard
Okay.
they're like cats if cats had opposable thumbs.
Okay. So if you get it when it's young, right?
He was like like a mix between, I'd imagine, like a young toddler and a cat, like because they
Okay.
can get into anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they're adorable though, so that
Yeah.
makes up for. I'm not saying my toddler isn't adorable, but like that one is furry.
Yeah.
You know,
All right. Well, hey,
if I get a pet raccoon, I will
Oh,
bring it
no.
to visit you.
Oh hell yeah, you will.
You know what? I need to bring Mitch to visit you.
You
well, how
should,
about you
should.
just get like a raccoon costume
yeah
for the
And put
toddler?
it
for or for Mitch? Yeah,
I could put it on Mitch.
there you go.
He does like costumes.
Does he? Wow,
Yeah.
that's weird.
He likes clothes.
So we've kind of come to the end of the show.
On that note,
On that note, who's got anything to promote?
just tomorrow night at Founders. Sign up starts around 8:30. We all get there around 8, so come and hang out. Don't know what the password is yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, you can find it on my story. My Instagram is at HollyBirdComedy, and the password will be there in the morning.
Sweet.
Cool. You can find me on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, pretty much any of the major social media under Ray Basura. My next upcoming show is going to be in Mesa, Arizona for Party Hard Wrestling. That's going to be at the Nile Theater. They're going to be doing their holiday special out there. And if you want to catch older episodes of Party Hard Wrestling, you can find those on independentwrestlingtv.com.
Nice. Mr. James.
Please don't find me on social media, but you can watch any of my stuff on, second season of Midnight Texas is on Hulu or NBC. There's actually a bunch more stuff on NBC I just realized that I've been in, but...
The Brave? You were on The Brave?
Yeah, I was on The Brave in the night shift.
Oh, that's right.
But currently, you can see me doing background on... Daybreak.
Yeah.
And I'm working on Deputy will be coming out in January 2nd on Fox.
Cool. December, what did I say it was? December 1st, we will be live and in living color at Bar Uno. That is downtown in Albuquerque. It's on 2nd Street right next to the Sunshine Theater. And we've got some other stuff in the pipeline. It's just not, we haven't fleshed it out yet, so I can't really fully announce that stuff yet. And then I am helping a very famous morning radio duo bring back their show. Interesting.
I forgot.
Interesting. Who could that be?
Oh, it's Regis and Kelly.
If you can live in the Regis
I
and Kelly.
think it's Regis and Kathy Lee.
If you live in the Albuquerque area and you were around the time between 2005 and 2000 probably, 2015, you probably know who it is.
Oh, I think I have.
Yeah, I think you know who it is. They contacted me and they want to do a podcast and come back on the air, do a little Cheaters Hotel here and there, probably. So yeah. That's coming down the pipe, so, I mean, that's not anything to do with this show, but kind of is. I don't know. We'll see, but you can check us out most Sundays on 10drinkminimum.com between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. on Sunday nights, or mostly on facebook.com/10drink. You know what? Go like and subscribe our YouTube channel. I don't really
do.
Smash that like and subscribe, as Billy used to say, on our YouTube channel. All of our videos are on there, and people are always like, why don't you do more YouTube? I'm like, we're on YouTube. It's there. Go watch it. Subscribe, When we reach 1,000, we'll give out a secret prize.
And hit that bell icon so they get the alerts when new episodes are on.
Look at you. You know what's up. Yeah, man. Look at Ray. Ray just comes right into this show.
He's amazing.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Firing on all
Thank
cylinders.
you.
So, yeah, with that... thank you guys for watching. And with that, we are 10 Drink Minimum. And none of that went off.